All right, hey there, guys. It's Metro, and we're back. Been a while, but we're back. New patch. Checked it out a bit last night. Didn't come up till pretty late, so we didn't get to stream again yesterday. But I try not to say anything bad about the world content in Dragonflight, but not really much going on there. I get this is what a lot of people asked for, but not really for me as a veteran of the game. But yeah, a lot of UI change. Apparently, like a lot of UI changes. Like, look at this. There's now a scroll bar for the thing. Rolling Moose, what's up, buddy? Welcome. But yeah, I'm sure I'm missing something with all that. But what else? I know that they changed. Yeah, there's new runes. The icons are different. Hey, Sarah, what's up? Long time no see. How you been? Jambo as well. What's up, buddy? Welcome. Me and Jambo have been discussing the NBA playoffs a lot recently. Did not get to watch the game last night. I just fell asleep. I turned it on. It was so get ready getting pretty late. I've been good. How have you been? I've been great. Lycos and Ghoulish, welcome, guys. But yeah, we'll get some keys this week. Just get some practice for next week. Last chance with Quaking, apparently. I heard the Lakers won. Yeah, they did. Last chance for Quaking, and some of these dungeons will be gone for good, I'd imagine. So maybe an upgrade here somewhere, but doesn't look like it. Rob, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Metro, good to see you. It's been a while. It has been, yeah. I'm back. The new Raging is in. Oh, really? So the affixes that are still in...
Metro, what do you think is the best healer for Mythic Plus?
Mythic Plus? I think it's...
Blood Death Knight.
Still. Enjoying the new Raging, I can imagine. It's probably a very easy week then, if that's the case. Quaking is annoying a fix, but it's really very easy to fix for most times. But anyway, yeah, there's no... Should we even take these? Doesn't really matter. Should I just take the money from selling an item? I don't know. Can I, like, do anything with these as the season's over? I can buy these, but I don't need them. There's nothing else to do with them, right? So this week playing with one new one and one soon-to-be-retired one. Yeah, that's weird. Did you do the Caverns quest? Yeah, I did the first, like, segment of the, whatever, like, the first week of the quest line. I'll tell you, the story is excellent. Dragonflight's story is spectacular. Okay. Well, let's try to get back to it. I did... yeah, last time I played WoW before last night, I don't know, a week or so. So we'll be back to see what Blood Death Knight looks like. It's gonna... Yeah, I think they also made... Oh yeah, this is like all different ones. Can we edit this? No, you still can't edit this further than 2, which is ridiculous. Oh, you can change this now. That's cool. Oh, look at that. You can make it black. My vote is for Abyssian for Aspect. Yeah, I think it's going to be him. I think it is. Yeah, I heard you could change the pet bar now separately from the character bar, but I don't have a pet out. It's like stuck in the corner. That's not the same thing, I guess. It's something else. Anyway. Alright, so let's see what's out there. I don't really necessarily still care about score, but I wouldn't mind getting something done. These will not go in the spreadsheet since the season's over, by the way. Anything out there? 24. We still need talls. Let's do alls. Not going to be a lot of keys listed, I'd imagine, so it'll be sparse for the next few days. Maybe we'll do an alt day or something on one of the days. Haven't really decided what this week's going to look like, but I do feel kind of bad since I didn't stream for a week. But next week we're going to be 7 days. Well, maybe not the full 7, but we're going to be playing a lot next week. This whole cavern thing, I don't know, you guys like this? Let's go see some other ones. Jernbeck, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Mythic Plus is going to be kind of dead. Yeah, no doubt. It's always dead in the post, like, whatever, mid-season thingies. You can still gain score this week? Yeah, you can. I don't really care anymore. Meteorol, what's up? How you been? Glad to see you. The damage buffs were eating me last night? What's that mean? Oh, you mean it's harder to survive? Oh yeah, I didn't even notice how much health. I gained like a lot of health, I'm pretty sure. Didn't they have like 600 and some carry? 736 now? I didn't even pay attention to that. Okay, well anyway, I guess we'll just go to halls. Maybe I can finally get 15 under. You definitely can. My gillies who did keys last night said keys were rough this week. But that shouldn't, like, so yeah, somebody else just said that too, but I don't understand the problem. There's a weekly to do 5 heroics to get a new chest. Oh, well, 437, that's pretty bad, isn't it? I don't care anymore either, unless the other blood DKs on my server start caring. James, what's up, buddy? How are you? I'm doing good. Fucking cold. Somehow it was warmer in February than it has been in April. Speaking of warmth, Paxi, what's going on in Boston, buddy? What's going on in Boston? Let's see, maybe the Celtics can pull it out, but first game didn't look great. So the new dungeons come next week? Yeah, they do, starting next week, the new season, yep. I've been well. I actually healed a couple 15s for Break the Meta. Oh yeah, that's cool. Break the Meta, that's like the Radio thing, right? You're pretty hyped for those, the new dungeons? I'm certainly like, I'm really excited for season 2. Heat, they felt the heat in Boston. That was a bad joke of me trying to segue into Raz and the Bruins, but Max, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you again, man. Glad you guys are all still. Thank you for putting up with me not streaming for this long. I'll miss the hell out of halls, though. I love this dungeon. Oh yeah, this is definitely the dungeon that I had the least success with. It, so ironic that we're doing it again today, but. God, it's like 40 degrees out. It's really weird. Anyway, so that people are saying that keys are hard, so we'll figure it out. Take a look. Golf stream? No, I can't stream golf. Actually, it's I probably could now with my new phone, right? I don't really understand how internet works on phones, to be honest. Halls was my lowest completed dungeon according to season 1 recap. Oh yeah. Raider thing, Shadow Priest counts as meta now, so I had to try something else. Oh, that's weird. How is 437 bad? Because it's just low, right? I don't. Anyway. All good. I'm never gonna be doing heroics one or the other. Could not figure out a way to incorporate the Panthers, so I opted to use heat. Oh, good idea. Yeah. I'm hoping the new dungeons are better tuned for the damage increase. Oh yeah. Wait, is it fortified? Oh shit, this might be dangerous. So far not really taking any damage, but I'm sure that's about to change. Oh yeah, it's still thundering. I'm gonna get stunned here. Good. It's new raging, so at least it won't be too bad, right? First pull failed to thundering. Quacking, I guess I'm not playing this week. It's the last quacking, dude. You gotta do it. You can't let this ride off into the sunset. That's the key. We're just here practicing. Doesn't really matter. But yeah, they didn't really feel any different. Damage taken wise. You didn't lust? Dude, no, we did not lust. Thundering last week of it, but still week 1 problems. Yep. God, I have not. Just like looking at the UI of the game is confusing. Haven't played WoW in a while. That's a hell of a spirit language. That's the guy who didn't lust though. This time next week, I'll be living in Freehold for the trinket. Oh yeah. Yeah, at Freeholds. A lot of good trinkets in the next season, it looks like. Looking forward to trying out the ones that we talked about from Brackenhide and Oldman. We'll see. I will be living in Underrot for the tusks. Oh yeah, the weapon, right? Are there any super rares like Whetstone again? Super rares? Well, that's not. That's just bad luck. That is, the item itself isn't any different than the other items. But no, I don't think there's anything like that in 5-man's one or the other. Whetstone was markedly more rare. I don't think on purpose though. In the dungeon journal, it tells you if that's the case. Metro looking forward to season 2? Yes, absolutely. Hey, Size, what's up, buddy? Any turbo extra BFA key gamers excited? Welcome back, buddy. How you been? I ran court 90 times and never got it. Yeah, I never got it either, but I certainly didn't run it 90 times. It's over now. Seasons are too short to be grinding one dungeon for a single piece, man. That's the thing. I just can't imagine that being worth my time. Will one item ever be the reason you don't upgrade a key? Possibly, but it's like days of progression worth stalling just to try to get that item? I don't know. I don't think super rare loot, it's not in 5-man. That is not a 5-man thing. I had Whetstone on my Resto Druid. That is how often I have seen it drop. You mean you've seen it drop a lot? Is that what you're saying? Did you see the new crafted gear? What do you mean? Like stats? I don't know. I didn't really look. You've seen it very frequently, gotcha. I think I only saw it drop once, but I didn't get it myself. I don't actually know. I didn't even realize I had to be DPS loot spec for probably 50% of the time I ran the dungeon, so. It's dying of fucking fortify bosses, man. That's welcome back to WoW. I'm excited for BFA dungeons. It was my first time doing Mythic Plus, and I was so bad. It'll be fun to see them again. Yeah, that's how I felt about some of the Legion dungeons. Even though I did them a ton, it was fun to do them again here. Yeah, it's just like regular items like that are always, people just end up having bad luck. It's not Blizzard designing it that way. When you only want a single item, you tend to overthink it. But 40 runs is not even that. That's like, how many loot runs, how many runs did you even get loot out of 40 runs? What dungeons are you most excited for out of the 4 new old dungeons? Probably Neltharian's Lair is my favorite one. It's nice that crafted gear will be the same eye level as the weekly Mythic Plus vaults. Oh wow, really? Yeah, I'm like way behind on that. I didn't look into this much. I don't really understand how we craft gear. Apparently it's a lot different. I was hyped. My crafted gear got up to 421. Oh, is that why my ring is 421? I was like, I thought my ring was only 418. I didn't realize. What, did they change that? Like, I don't understand that. All crafted gear? Oh, okay. That's cool. Because I got one of these and I was gonna... I don't even know where it is. I was gonna use it. I was like, wait, the ring's already 421. Why is it 421? I can't wait for Braconite. It seems like there'll be lots of options for routing. Yeah. It does seem like that. I don't necessarily look forward to that myself, but people generally like that, especially non-tanks, but I'm not necessarily looking forward to that. Okay. Busted. Gotta wait for this guy to get res anyway, so. Take the right mobs, I guess. So yeah, raging now does nothing. Right. Doesn't stop you from interrupting them, so basically does nothing. I haven't touched Braconite. I guess why would I? Yeah, it's definitely gonna be A learning process the first few days. I'll get boxed. Looks like somebody else got boxed. I'll switch to the unmarked. I thought you were excited about Braconide? Oh, I am excited about it, but I'm not necessarily excited about the idea that everybody's going to have a different route that they want me to keep learning. I like the more linear. One route. Everybody knows the rules. Yeah, this does not feel like I'm taking more damage at all. I like W routes. As a tank, they're just... It allows you to just focus more on the actual content instead of the routing. That was like almost no danger. I didn't even kite the mechanics. It says you've been disconnected from services, but disconnected from survival again because these fucking guys continue to not do thundering. I actually didn't die that time. Somebody left. I honestly don't blame them. But yeah, so far nothing really. There won't be as much diversity as people think. It depends on what like count is required, I feel like. Halls of Infusion has an insane amount of unique mobs to learn. Oh yeah, that's true. You're right about that. Okay, good start. I don't really care about anything though, keys wise. Just want to get some practice and get a feel for things. The frogs are going to kill a lot of people. Which meta class do you recommend I play? Blood DK, yeah. Thundering going off? Yeah, twice. Fucking season's over and people still can't figure out how to do it. Caliban, what's up, buddy? Welcome. But maybe they got UI problems or something. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, that really didn't feel like there was any difficulty difference at all. If anything, I would say it was maybe even a little bit. What's going on here? Yeah. Hey, SkyTide, what's up, buddy? Excited for the fights this weekend? Kind of confused what's going on. Is that Juliana Pena fight? That wasn't this weekend, right? I heard that got canceled. We still need Ruby Light Pools, don't we? Technically. Oh no, that's Fortify. We need it on Tyrannical. Triple C Cejudos this weekend. Yep, that's gonna be a good one. I'm actually like, SkyTide sold me on the Cejudo hype. I'm ready to go. Well, I know my add-on and weak cores were busted yesterday. Ah, really? People are having trouble across the board then, maybe? I had 0 issues with add-ons. But that's why I don't use a lot of them. What even are these? What are these for? Zarelek glow spores. Some new thing I got? Can't sell any of this stuff, right? Nope. I'll tell you the story though. I'm really interested in seeing what they do with the story coming up here. Guess I'll miss it because of the raid, but people can't play the game without their add-ons. I mean, they can, but once you get used to having certain things on your screen, if they're not there, what do you expect? Pretty basic conditioning. It's a big fight, dude. If Aljamain beats him, it would be massive for his career. Yeah, no doubt. Hey, SkyTed's in the group. I know my add-on. I read that. Yeah, okay, well. Okay, they try to create dragon. They're to create dragon fist used in a lot of new recipes. Oh, okay, cool. God, it's fucking like winter again. It's wild. Need the heater. Dragon race there. What key is this even? Ruby light pulse? Yeah. This one should be pretty easy on Fortified. I like much easier version of the dungeon on Fortified. I'm not putting any money up. Too risky. Oh, you in this betting. I am also not putting any money up because I'm poor. They need an add-on to tell them when to interrupt or dodge a mechanic. What, you don't? So you don't use add-ons? Is that what you're saying? 7-minute wait time to log into WoW. Oh, really? Not for me. Issues affecting authentication servers at the moment. Ah, that's right. I've been in the login queue for 20 minutes. That's weird. Maybe is that on EU? Because I had 0 issues. I logged right on. The new Raging is Wild. It's way easier than previous. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. Like I said, pretty much all the new versions of the affixes are just, they don't do anything. So we'll see. Oh, live maintenance. Did that just start maybe? Because I don't... I see, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was able to log right on, but... If you're not using add-ons to filter and promote information, you're nerfing yourself. Yeah, for real. That's not a very respectable position, Greg. All we're talking about is people relying on add-ons and them not being there, so that's pretty normal. If you relied on a calculator to do math and then all of a sudden somebody took a calculator away. Sure, it's possible to do math without a calculator, but you're used to doing it with a calculator. So this is basic human conditioning. Studied to such a basic level that they use lab rats to model it. The new zone is so nice looking. I have to say, I don't really like the concept of it being like an underground zone, but my god, it really is fucking gorgeous. And the music and like the ambience of it are really nice. I wish it was more like a open sky looking zone, you know, but I'm down with anything really. It's just so you guys tell me, like, is there any purpose for me going there other than, cause I'm not really sure what's there. I did the storyline. I got 0 items that would even be remotely interesting to me, and I was like, well, I guess I'll wait until somebody tells me what's going on. Not much of a skybox in a cave. Yeah, I missed the skybox. Oreo, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Or is it kind of just more like the other Dragonflight world content that's really just, well, I mean, kind of just for casuals? Like, I'm not really sure if that's an overstatement or what, but seems like there's not really anything there for a progressive player. Emerald Dream next patch? Yeah, you think it's Emerald Dream. You can get some high eye level pieces. Yeah, but those by the time you get them, it's like you're gonna end up with vaults and stuff, you know. At your level, the interesting thing is the Spark of Shadow Flame. Okay, what's that? Seems underwhelming getting 374 gear. I mean, 374 wasn't even good. Like, that's worse than the gear that you got from the new nah, you don't want to do that. Anyway, that's worse than the gear from like the previous patch, isn't it? I don't know what this guy's saying. Oh, is this the Invispot? Is Blood DK still a solid tank? Oh yeah. It's Spark of Imagination, replacement for crafting. Okay, how do I get it from the new place? Yeah, like you can get some small gear upgrades now, but I'm not really trying to go spend a bunch of time doing that just for gear that's going to get replaced. Doing the quest line? Okay, I got that. Oh wait, this is it. Yeah, this is useless. Only 424, that's terrible. I didn't realize what the name of it was. This week you get 1 spark, just do the campaign. So is this the spark? Because why does it say 424?
Straza charged us with protecting the light pools from the primalists. I pray they're not.
Oh, and then there's a new thing that I need to use to upgrade it further. That's right. Okay. So is that available right now? So I can get a good piece of gear crafted right now. Titan Matrix. Okay, remind me after this key. We'll go look at that. Look at my damage. What they buffed you game? Not really. Everybody else just sucks, I guess. Gag, what's up, buddy? You can't get the max one? Oh, okay. I'll take a look at it anyway. I just want to figure out the names of all these things. I'm bad with names as it is. If you wait until next week, you can craft a 447 piece. Wait. So wait, you still get them from Mythic Plus? I thought they were from enchanting now or something. $17s. So it's not from enchanting? $1.1 million health already. Yeah. That's sort of not even with Vamp Blood, right? Oh no, that was with Vamp Blood, yeah. 1.7 Umbilicus. Sky type 1 extra trash, sounds good. You need an enchanting piece that goes with that item. Oh, okay, so you need 2 things now instead of 1 thing. Interesting. Can't. They're rooted, so I can't grip them. A video I watched of the new Titan Matrixes could be made per profession. It's enchanting, I know that much, but I just don't know anything about it other than that. Essentially the same as Primal Infusion. Primal Focus, you mean. The problem is the items used to just come from Mythic Plus, but now you need an extra item, I guess. I didn't know you need an item from enchanting. I don't either, I guess, so just don't take my word for it, but we have to wait. Casual 250k HPS, that's pretty normal, yeah. Especially now that the health pool's higher, right? Crafted gear is same eye level as weekly vault. Right, no doubt. I need to think about all that. No lust? We lusted. Did a key with Skytide last week, was crushing, but we broke up the second boss at AV. Really? Oh my god. Okay, Ripper, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you again, man. How you been? I would wait with crafted gear. Well, I'm just trying to get the highest item level pieces, that's the thing. I don't really care about BIS. The quicker I can get the upgrades that will last the longest, the better. So if I can't get them this week, I won't get them. But if I can't get them this week, I will do it. Good, brother. On the end of season vibe right now. Sweet, man. You guys gonna get 100% count before first boss? I don't think it's possible. Not enough trash. Do the whelps give count?
If only you could have understood.
Just need him to start moving left, basically.
I will not allow you to disturb Meladrusa's work.
MDT has been updated. Oh, for the new dungeons. Cool. Tons of add-on updates. People were ready this time. The group will figure out how to pull it anyway. Paladin is all prepared for season 2 and raid, so I'm playing some Destro Lock. That's cool. Yeah, it's a good time for alts, I suppose. I die into a lot of basic mechanics. Wait, is that not even the same guy? Oh, it was the priest. I see. The hunter's the one calling him out, but it's been the priest who's been dying. Brewer's good for season 2. Probably will level a tank alt. Sweet. Yeah, are heirlooms in the game now? Brewer feels insane and got a buff from the percent change. Oh yeah. I tried bear and it was boring and disappointing. Get you. Looks like for Ultimate, if you go A to B, you'll get 111%. Yeah, I heard that it's way more than 100%. Touch of Death buff. Oh, right, yeah. So this like does nothing, right? Like you can't CC this guy anyway. He can't. He's already immune to crowd control. So the fucking affix does not impact him. Really strange change. Should probably still give a little bit of damage or something. Let's just die to the guy outright though. Probably should give a little bit of damage or something because it seems really weird. Make him so large but nothing changes. It's really strange. It's like if bolstering just increased their size. Kind of weird. Do you get your new spark? I guess so, yeah. I guess I got it. I think the new raging will cause issues in big AoE pulls. Maybe. Oh, that's probably why I couldn't stop those casts, though. Yeah, okay. I didn't even think about that. I thought it was because the mobs were rooted, but they were probably enraged. Yeah, fair point. Mass Sue's still there, yeah. Did double A yesterday and got my seasonal best at 147k. Oh, nice. I think Unholy got buffs, yeah. I don't know. Didn't really look at anything but tanks and really only blood DK. You can still kick range mobs, no other CC. Yeah, so like those mobs can only be CC'd, so that's why, yeah, makes sense. Caused almost no issues, but it was at least one example of the problem. Just gonna run over here and clear these. Almost died. Got too far away from the boss there. More whelps on their way. Quaking. Last time we had quaking on this boss was really difficult. But that was tyrannical. This guy has died a lot so far. Terrible DPS as well. Like that. Heard Shadow Priest got a lot of changes. They're probably still getting used to the changes, yeah. Could be. Shadow Priest can't damage if moving now. Not at all. Not even with like an auto attack, you mean? Or? I wish the amount of deaths he had would be more lower accurate if he played Paladin. Is Frost Death Knight good yet? I have no idea. Not without add-ons. Okay. That's obviously not going to get the key upgraded, but let's get a look at some things here.
Good work, champion. Now that you have secured the pools below, I require your aid above.
You need to stack on this boss, Priest. Still plenty of time in this key. Maybe. Plus being up right. That's actually not up the up. Plus being up so early makes me think we're way behind. Yeah, I guess if we don't have any more issues, it could still be an upgrade.
While I confront the dragon who is leading this assault.
Dude, you know what I saw the other day though? I wanted to take it, but I think you guys might have actually, somebody might have actually told me about this, but I did not know that Charles Dance had been doing nature documentaries. I got randomly recommended a documentary on YouTube and I clicked on it and it was about lions and shit. And it's fucking Tywin Lannister talking about lions. It's like actually like a Game of Thrones style thing too. Like they were really trying to make it feel like Game of Thrones. And I wasn't convinced it was him for a second, but then he said dynasty, the way he says dynasty instead of dynasty and everything. It's like, oh, it's Charles Dance. Wow. No way you can lust a double pull if you want and still have it for last boss. I just mean usually lust wouldn't be up until a pack and a half from where we are now. It means we're about 4 minutes behind timer. Has Mythic Plus difficulty increased? I don't think so. I don't know though. This is my first key really. His voice is great. He really has such a great voice, yeah. Like I would say he's got probably one of the most recognizable voices in any type of acting industry. Better suit. Oh, he sued it. Somebody did sue it. Your Shadow Priest isn't doing you any favors. I mean, that guy's been dead every single pull, pretty much. Pretty much 4-man in it. I mean, the 25% change happened, but that should make things more manageable. Yeah, I don't know. We've had a lot of discussion back and forth on whether or not that's a buff or a nerf. It should be nothing, but people keep trying to tell me otherwise. Okay, is this guy gonna drink or what? He's just gonna sit there at 5% mana? Walked right into that, that's not good. IMO, the 25% change is like early season 1 where it felt harder to heal until more people get more gear. Yeah, you're right, I agree with that. That's like such a fucking terrible idea to have an add-on like that on a pug, don't you think? It's like just trolling, I feel like. There. Leaving incoming. I hope nobody, like, why would you do a key on post-season week and then still act like that? It's so strange. Oh yeah, why can't, so this is another mob that we can't stop. That's interesting. Okay, raging having a little bit more of an impact than I expected. Not on me. Healer may not be used to the new changes, which I think is the role who would feel the difference the most. Maybe. Leaving now would be stupid. A 12. Yeah, I forgot about that. Definitely need to try to get, yeah, at least like a 23 done maybe this week. I know this series. You're talking about the Tywin Lannister thing? Yeah. Called Savage Kingdom. It's fucking amazing. I'm ready to go watch the whole goddamn thing. Fuck podcasts. Time to start watching documentaries. Nature documentaries. Man, I have so little respect for DPS. So easy to get carried for DPS, but this priest probably has respectable IO. Not really. He's only 2,800. Like 2,813 was the number. He's definitely underqualified for the keys in right now. But yeah, at the end of the day. Oh, you know the Shadow Priest. Oh boy. Find out if they're okay. They may be dying. Jabbergloop, what's up, buddy? Have thought about what gear slots you'll be crafting? Nah, not yet. I don't even know how to craft it. I'm only doing 1 key this week. No lever 26. You think that'll be... I guess you probably have, I guess. You probably already have the key. Mana.
Clearing them out. Do not let the primalists desecrate this hallowed space.
I don't mind starting at like a 10 or something if we have to, but... They get carried by streamers a lot. Oh, this guy's getting hyper carried. Like this guy, you're talking about this guy. This guy's fucking awful. This might be one of the worst players I've played with in months. Dead on every single pack and doing less damage than me on half the packs. That's bad. Hello, some Metro chat. How are we today? What's up, Adithya? Long time no see. I've been watching the Natural Parks Nature documentary on Disney Plus. It's been amazing. Oh, cool. I really like watch documentaries like that. Is there any use for primal infusions you get this week? I don't think they have any value at all. Like, I think they just be vendored. Or I think you can turn them in for reps still, right? I think you can still do that. It feels like I got a damage buff or something. Wait, this is the same guy from the last key who didn't clear Thundering ever either. Okay, this guy's... Yeah, I just realized. That's the same priest who didn't clear Thundering ever. And we wiped to it twice. What the fuck is going on here? I never want to be rude, but I see them win carries on Twitch all the time. Yeah, well, that's... Certainly never something I've ever seen before. Yeah, it is the same. Yep, it is the same healer. Or the same Shadow Priest. Maybe we find him in a third key. Did you see their run 5 heroic quests? Yeah, I won't be doing that. It's funny because I play with a priest who had the easiest Thundering clear ever. Leap of Faith. Yep. Well, that's a bit of a weird solution to it, but you can do it if you need to. Or you can just move. Most of the time that this guy's failing to clear it, he's just standing right next to enemies or players that would be able to clear it with him. Gives you an upgradable piece though, but how long does it take to upgrade it? Because that item is not high enough to be worth doing. Presumably we'll be getting 20s done next week. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'd assume we'll get a 20 done next week. Apparently it's 15 vault equivalent, which is pretty low. But you can get 15 stacks of the new upgrade currency. I'm not doing any heroic dungeons one way or the other, but you guys are welcome to do it if you think it's worth it. If I'm ever tanking and a priest grips me to clear, the key is over. Oh, he's not gonna grip you, yeah. Grip one of the ranged. Hurry onwards, champion. My guess is 17 next week due to overtuning, you think? I guess it depends on what the week is too. But if it's like these easy ass nerfed broken fucking affixes that don't even exist. Like if we got volcanic raging or some shit, like what are the even options? I don't have my thing up right now. Spreadsheet. Tyrants, well it's definitely gonna be tyrannical, yeah. So it could be, say if it was volcanic, really, yeah, really anything. Volcanic anything. Because none of these do anything now. Yeah, so it's like probably going to depend a little bit on the week. Is it the new Raging already? Yeah, it is, yep. Probably forgot to update the weak core add-on. We were talking about that before. I give him a pass if that's why he's failing Thundering at least. But the guy's DPS is so bad that he's basically not present. Barely did more damage than me. That's not good. Silver Priest of the Expansion. Okay, here we go. My favorite dungeon of the season. Let's go do it. Ah, there's no silver this time, unfortunately. I want to do my Algathar. Oh, sorry. I already joined the key. Voltac, what's up, buddy? Welcome. I'm excited for the Blood DK tier set. I am too, actually, yeah. So that looks like it'd be pretty good. Bro, I joined a new guild, and last night we were doing a quick 2 in the Mythic for vaults. The DPS were constantly complaining about the tanks. I looked up the top guilds clear of the bosses, and The tanks were fine, but the DPS weren't clearing pillars properly, so they were just blaming, but didn't even know what was happening. What are we talking about? The raid? Bynum, what's up, buddy? Welcome. I have no idea what you're talking about, but thanks for sharing the story. A 2 for a vault. I think he's talking about Vault of the Incarnates, yeah. At first, I thought he did a Mythic Plus. I thought he meant to say a 20 for the Vault. But yeah, Vault of the Incarnates. I'm talking about Mythic raid fights. People complaining that Mythic raid fights are hard. I really understand that. 2 Mythic... You mean the first 2 bosses? Is that what that means? I don't understand that. Yeah, I don't think their damage has anything to do with that on one or the other.
Many deals for a friend.
Aeronagan Council, gotcha. Sweet. Nick Jensen, god damn, man. How the hell you been? How's it going? Dude, it's going well, man. I feel like we catch up like once every couple months. I never know what to say. Just generally, it's going well. Burns is fighting in this card? Yeah. He took a Bilal Muhammad, right? They were constantly complaining about where it was being tanked, but I looked it up and the positions were fine, but the DPS weren't doing mechanics properly. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's the first boss, so like I don't really get it. That's good to hear. I apologize for the delay in my appearance. Well, you don't have to apologize. I'm just commenting on it. Is Mythic raiding gear going to be like way stronger than Mythic Plus gear this season? I don't know. I think it already is, right? But I don't know. You need 3 bosses for the tier, for the vault this tier. Oh, really? I have no idea. I don't think have they done Mythic raid testing? I'm not even sure. I guess they probably have. Okay, here we go. Let's get after it. Jessica Andrade's career really went downhill. Yeah, I know. She just kind of fights everybody and then ends up losing to people. So, how to turn into a gatekeeper instantly.
Their gaze pierces all. They see all nearby creatures and races herd you from the vault. The enemy stands to me!
The heroic quest you get this week is kind of cool. Sweet. That was easy. People doing the Shadow Priest doing a lot better than the last one. Yeah, we can't grip that. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's gonna have a little bit more of an effect than I thought, but so many of these tasks are missed anyway in Pugs. It's like really low impact, and it doesn't even last that long. By the time the mob's probably still gonna be alive by the time it's over. It might not be. But it only got like 1 cast off in that window. I'm super excited to watch the Race to World first. Oh, cool. Yeah, I guess maybe I'll watch it this time, huh? First time I won't be raiding, so I guess I should. Maybe I will watch it, just to see the fights. I'd never watched that really before, but I wouldn't mind seeing the fights, since I won't be able to see them any other way.
Beware.
First time I have not raided a season since Old War. Fun to keep track of. What, the race, you mean? She is also fighting Saturday, Andrade. Yeah. How come you decided not raid this season? Just not really fun anymore, to be honest. For the amount of hours it takes per year and the level that I'm raiding at, it's just not interesting anymore. Why are players so sensitive about add-ons? Because you just said something really fucking stupid. So people are reminding you that. People really love dying to that pack. Well, it's a hard pack, to be honest. Lots of interrupts needed. Oh, can't grip it. Fuck, see? Okay. Okay, having a little bit more of an impact. If you change your mind on rating, nah, it won't be. Yeah, we can't really do this. Let's just go around. Oh, fucking butt, I accidentally targeted it. Okay, that's really bad. Is it gonna rage too? If so, we're fucked. Kill it. Yeah, okay, that's bad. Wait, it didn't... Oh, we weren't close enough or something. It didn't actually pull them, it just aggroed the other one that then aggroed them. The shriek is interruptible. I tried, he's raged, that's what I'm saying. Interrupted it 3 times, but then the final time it got enraged so we couldn't stop it. The gods of WoW smiled on that pull. I think it was just too far, yeah. I don't think it was like luck or anything. What was the dungeon change I saw last night? And I saw that last night. I don't know what that means. Sorry. You got Cejudo to win, right? Dude, I don't know, man. Like I said, ring rest, man. Like we talked about this. Like he's not fought in what, like 3 years? Yeah, it's just raging that stopped them from being gripped. Yeah, that's what the Affix does now, which initially I said was gonna do almost nothing, but it will do something. New raging. I'm done with Temple forever. Oh yeah. Honestly, like most areas, it's gonna be easier. It's just mechanics like that where you absolutely need to grip it to stop it. That's the only real issue.
It looks as though it has grown wild. I will need you to.
Most mechanics can just be interrupted or aren't that important. That if you miss one, you're not gonna have any issues. But like that, you can't stop that any other way, you know? And it aggroed the trash because of enrage. Oh, like it wiped this bit. Cejudo and Sterling are both so cringe. Oh, really? I actually don't really like... I don't disagree with that, but I don't really like... try to get into their like personalities because I think it's mostly manufactured, you know? Like Cejudo is definitely manufactured. He did that all just to be kind of more popular than he should be. Can't wait for fortified raging maggots and underrot. Oh, did you see though? They did a lot of tuning of interrupt whatever, like cadence or whatever you'd say. Like spells are being passed a lot less frequently in underrot now. Sterling is the most unlikable MMA fighter, and Donald Sterling was the most unlikable NBA owner. So I guess that's not surprising. Well, you said Izzy's unlikable. Wow, that's news to me. They changed the spell queuing. No, they just like added more time in between them. You're tripping. The fans love Izzy. Yeah, no doubt. Didn't they also change raging? They changed a lot of affixes. Yeah, I've been making videos on those. To do, what's up, buddy? It's been a while. How you doing? I'm doing swell. How about you? I swear it's Pugs forgot their soothe buttons this week. Well, we only have one class who can do it in this great group. And it's a Ragnaros healer, so I'm not expecting much from that. Seems unneeded. Blizzard passively nerfed interrupt requirements. Yeah, I guess you're right. It didn't necessarily need to happen. I don't know though, dude. Underrot's pretty bad, right? You remember the maggot area? Like, I remember it was you who would always talk about like needing to grip constantly and all this shit. So certainly not needed, but in terms of like balancing, it's not surprisingly. Their soothe is a long AoE, so that doesn't help yet. I'm excited. On Friday, me and 5 friends are going to Berlin to watch a big Dota 2 tournament. Oh, cool. 8-hour trip, damn. Are you coming back the same day? That's a hell of a trip. Probably because of the new affix though, like that interrupt affix or whatever. It's 7 hours, so yeah, so you're just gonna stay over and then come the next station. Well, cool, man. Good luck. Sounds fun. Hopefully you'll be safe there. And come back on Monday. Sweet. On Moon Day.
Beware.
You guys ever call it Moon Day? I don't. We were talking about this the other day. Is Moon Day and Sunday supposed to be the correct things instead of Monday and Sunday? I think it probably is.
Beware.
Moon Day and Sunday instead of what we have currently. Probably a like a typo or something. Like when people come from Ellis Island, you know what I mean? Got the name wrong. You got new names for the affixes, or is it only Quaking that's, since it's gonna be retired? Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll find some new fun names.
Beware.
Everybody's dead. 4 to 5 bosses. Tough. I think it was thundering again, actually.
Beware.
This is one of my least favorite bosses. Yeah. Not sure what the point of battle is in some of these. They're dead. I'm not even sure I'll survive this. How does it work? It's immediately after they break, right? I don't know, it's already happened. It did no damage at all. Just as I tune in, 4 people dead. Yeah, that was like, oh no, it's then he breaks them. Okay. All my keys have been brickfests. Well, not necessarily surprising in like the postseason, but I don't really feel like anything's different. Like at least on my end, nothing really feels harder.
There is no sign of the sundered flame here. Come this way.
I think Thundering is the worst seasonal they've ever made. Yeah, it's just like it's just nothing. There's just nothing to it. It's not really good at all. Feels like a lot of pugs have mentally checked out. Then why pug? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of playing at this time in the expansion if you're not gonna fucking be trying to learn and get prepared for next season? Well, why even do it? Like, the keys don't give you anything now, right? The season's over. Thundering was bad, but there's been worse ones. Thundering is just ill-inspired. There's nothing to it. But there's no reason to get score. The season's over. What's there to get score? Thundering timers have turned everyone's brain to mush. What do you mean? So the add-on's not working for you guys? Is that what you're saying? Prideful was awful as a tank main. I liked it. I liked it. That was the one time I actually did enjoy the routing. Because it was like, before that, in the previous season, season 4 of BFA, the routing was like being quibbled over. But for me, it's like, as season 1 of Shadowlands, it's like, no. We're doing my route and that's it. Wait, what happened here? Huh? Somebody aggro something? I don't get it. I have no idea. Those are aggroed somehow. No, it's not the add-on. They aggroed. I like the concept of prideful, but I hated how one little mistake could break the key. Yeah, that was unfortunate, but it's still, that's just how the game works most of the time. Strictly Pugging Prideful was actually good for riding because there was only 1 or 2 routes that were good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In Season 4, it was like every group wanted to do a route different, and it was really annoying to play alongside certain classes. Oh, we got a Fire Mage, so now we have to fucking get in the obelisk 10 times and go backwards and forwards and left and right. Iconic memory from Metro's channel, that time where they spawned 2 Pridefuls, that was amazing, yeah. Does score still count for the season? No, this is the season is over. There's no more score benchmarks to still be gained in the season. It's over now. Guess you can still get your portals probably. Last week to get portals. Praise be the Fire Lord. This season is dead. It got eaten by goblins. So it says I'm getting score, but it won't count for the season. Correct. The season is over. We're just in like a pre-season state right now. The Fire Mage leaving in the first 10 seconds of pre-hold because he didn't like what you wanted to do the opening pull differently than what he had envisioned for his combust. Exactly. That's completely solved by Prideful. Score does still count. You just can't. Can you still get Keystone Hero and shit? I assume that you couldn't, but maybe you still can. Heal. What is it like? Can you guys just die and come back? I mean, the mobs are aggroed. I don't know to what. They're just like facing the corner over there. Oh, you can still get Keystone Hero? Okay, cool. I could still get 3K this week? I don't. Like, to me, the season's over, so getting 3K now would not, like, count in my mind. I missed the final week of the season where I wanted to try to do it again, unfortunately. Trying for 3K? Okay, fair enough. Well, if you enjoy that, then feel free. I'll probably do Paladin maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Definitely a good time for some alts. I'm 2911 and I have 60 IO and ketchup keys. Sweet. People don't understand affixes are meant to make dungeons more difficult. I do agree with that. Beware. I got 3 tanks at 2400 and a healer to 2k. I've had enough of these dungeons for a while. Sweet. I actually really am gonna miss this one especially. Spliff, what's up, buddy? Welcome back. Beware. How do you feel about tank meta? I don't really care about meta. I'm only gonna play Blood DK anyway. Good to be back. Just got in from work. Sweet, man. I'm gonna miss Knockout, but I think it's very likely we will get a season in Dragonflight with all 8 dungeons. Yeah, I think that's possible for sure. Likely, I don't know if I'm gonna say likely, but I think it's definitely on the table. We'll see what they do with the mega dungeon and all that. Beware. Beware. I'm excited for the mega dungeon. Yeah, we don't know much about it, but it's supposed to come in the next few months, I think, right? I think one of these seasons will only be mega dungeons. Again, that'd be weird. I hope they won't do that again. I really don't want to do Karazhan again. I have a feeling they're going to do a Mega Dungeon in Academy. Oh, really? You don't think it's going to be related to the current patch? Did you already do your 5 heroics? Nah, I won't be doing that. I'm calling it. It's going to be Caverns of Time related. Ah, that could be very much the case, yeah, because they did mention Domu and stuff like that. Val, what's up, buddy? Welcome. New Mega Dungeon will just be in Karazhan. Most meta tank tier lists have Pally, Bruin, Warrior rounding up to top 3. Gotcha. Calling of Stratholme. Huh. Yeah, they could do it. They could do a time-based thing. Yeah. Probably staying in the Dragon Isles, but yeah, definitely time-based. Caverns of Time isn't needed now, as we saw in Valdrakken campaign. Maybe if they do Karazhan again, people will learn Upper this time, right? Nope. It's never about learning, it's just about pressing the keys that you need to press at the right time. I don't think anybody didn't know the mechanic, they just didn't do the mechanic. There's not really much to learn. It's a blue swirl into your character, move. The thing about the whole tier list thing is like it's completely irrelevant for 90% of the players, because if you're not actually pugging, then people who aren't like talking about it at the absolute pinnacle of the game aren't going to help you get any insight on it. Most people who just like fervently re-roll are just like doing like mid keys, like they're not actually re-rolling because they're not asking for that info because they need to min-max their 0.1 percentile push. Anyway, with Paladins, I just hate that we got another 5% stamina nerf combined with the 5% loss in 10:07. Oh yeah. Metro, you heard of the heroic dungeon quest? Yeah, I won't be doing it. It kind of influenced my raid lead's decision on what he wants me to use to tank. Well, in raid, maybe that's a more relevant discussion in raid, but we're just discussing in Mythic Plus, I assume, what we're talking about right now. Skip to the end and look at the chart and then close the video and take it as gospel. Yeah, pretty much. Heroic Dungeon Quest is so dumb. Why not Mythic Zeros? Yeah, I don't know why they can just give it Mythic Plus. Enhanced Xiaomi rework is super fun using Wind Fury again. Oh, cool. I didn't even know they got changes. Feral is definitely S tier now. I don't know why they buffed them. Oh, yeah. Equinox says Brew is going to be one of the best. Nice. Community perception of where tank is strong makes it more difficult to get into keys. Yeah, but those kind of groups you don't really want to be in anyway. What? Okay. There's already a time walking quest, Mythic Plus, and now a heroic dungeon quest. Nice. Wait, what? Feral even stronger? Is it time for Hokat to assume her purest form? Hello, Steve. What's up, buddy? Welcome. Not ready for that 400k ice cutter. Mark, what's up, buddy? Hope you're good. I am good. Good to be back. How you been, man? Trust me, dude. Feral's bleed build is OP. Getcha. Well, it's hard to trust you based on the things we talked about already, but... Patrice, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you, man. It's good to be back. I play Vengeance, and honestly, the tier sounds like what is pushing it way over the edge. Oh, really? What does the tier do for them? Hey, Pavel, what's up, buddy?
Welcome back.
Oldman has been a really good zone so far. Oh yeah, that's one. Like I said, that's one of the best questing zones ever. The interaction that has a firebrand. Oh yeah, I remember now. Okay. Yeah, this one is gone poorly, but I was expecting Road to 3K streams last week. Me too. Yeah, unfortunately, life gets in the way. So is there a vault item we get next Tuesday? Nah, you'll just get another Season 1 item. Biggest thing would be trying to get a key that you're comfortable level-wise with, but since they're lowering it so severely, that's probably not really a thing either. I thought they shut down keys. Nope. They don't ever shut them down. The season ends, but the dungeons are still there until next one begins. Managed to get the last minute 3K on my rogue. Sweet. I'm a Pally main and Vengeance this season since my team needed a Demon Hunter buff, and honestly I didn't like how it played. I have Vengeance I don't think I could enjoy personally. Be too hard not to compare it unfavorably to Blood DK. Those ice cutters are hitting hard, I'll tell you what. Mass Dispel or Interrupt. Playing Blood towards the end of the season made me sad and play it more. It's really fun, man. I can't imagine playing anything else at this point. They should balance Fortified and Tyrannic. Nah, it's not bugged. It's just hard. You just fight more trash than you do bosses at the end of the day. Healer alt F forward. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Part Warrior is decent damage, but they have to press your spell reflection skill. Gotcha. Healer did an alt F4. Metro still here. Ragnarok's healer quit. Impossible. I thought about doing a 21 to start with a high key, but now it would only get me 11. Well, you got to do something, yeah. I mean, you certainly don't want to do no key this week. Imagine waiting until he re-enters the game. Yeah, what the fuck? This guy's trying to fucking say the priest did something wrong there? Use your fucking interrupt, dude. Dissipations? Who fucking knows? How are you doing? I'm doing great. I did a 20 yesterday and smashed it pretty easy. Sweet. I like Stone Talon Mountains more than Uldaman. Oh yeah, Stone Talon I really don't like the new version of. Some sweet Halls of Valor. Imagine healing mobs with the new raging. I know you can just interrupt them. What is that comment? You won't even get there because you don't get to play with the priest. Like, what is this guy on about, dude? Who's gone? Dissipation. People are so fucking stupid, man. I like Stone telling that the zone had rankings in it and you progressively went up. Oh yeah, I guess that was kind of cool. I love that as, by the way, that Demon Hunter has no characters who's done a 25 or 26. Can we see total interrupt? Sure. He's playing one of the least impactful utility classes complaining. Let's take a look. Oh, he was second at least. Classic Stone Talon Mountain is such a nice grindy type quest. You can pick up 8 quests and yes, Stone Talon in Classic is just, I love it. The Barrens, like into Stone Talon back into Barrens is like my favorite questing. And that's you know, kind of mirrored by the Elwyn into Redridge, all that. He was second, but 9 interrupts was melee is still bad. Usually about half mine is usually pretty good. Don't forget, like, there's only so many things that can be interrupted, and I'm gonna get a lot of them. Considering there'll be lots of things that are just like overridden and stuff, you know, that's fine. But he did not get the thing that we needed the most, so. And he just complained about not getting mass dispelled when his interrupt was up and he didn't use it. Strange. I really don't get that. Like, why are you doing that? Like, why is that your attitude in the preseason week? I don't really get it. Priest almost had as many interrupts as Demon Hunter. Right, yeah. What do you think about Blood DK for 10.1? It seems like they're only getting better, if anything, right? Metro, it's mass dissipation. Yeah, he didn't mass dissipate. Usually if they have about 10, it's more than fair for a pug. I always just say like half of mine, it's usually good. Because I'm getting so many just that don't even really need to be gotten. Elwyn to Redridge, where you get a quest to go to the inns in Duskwood and Lochmodon. Yeah, there's some, I'm going to play some Classic, I think, this week. Definitely want to play some Classic. People get mad when they mess up, and it's more gratifying to blame someone else than yourself. Yeah, but you would think like you would learn this lesson, right? Like if you're a progressive-minded player who's seemingly, you know, still working on that at this point in the season, even though the season's over, you would think you would understand that you're wrong. Like that's just not the right attitude to have any success. Like if you want to solve problems, you're going to have to do it yourself. Telling that guy he didn't mass dispel when the kick happened, when the kick failed, it's like, that's not gonna work. Most groups probably don't even have a priest, you know what I mean? Like, just pointless. I'm really enjoying Hardcore Classic. Nah, I definitely won't be playing Hardcore. What do you think of people that rank Blood DK in Tier B? No, I don't know any of them, so I don't know. What is their favorite baseball team? That'd be more relevant, I think. Feeling like Blood DK could use a little something. More damage. Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they're in good shape, honestly. More damage would be nice, but kind of gets out of control if you keep buffing them. It's an ego thing for people like that Demon Hunter. If they point the blame first and they're hoping for gang mentality. I guess that's why he just left, yeah. It's like literally nobody agrees with him. So probably just stop talking. Excited for the new patch. Sarthak, what's up, buddy? The patch, honestly, not really, no. But the season, yes, definitely. Not really anything in the patch that I'm excited for, frankly.
Blood DK's low damage and lack of group utility is what's killing it in tier list. Yeah, and that's the thing about pugging. It's like those things don't really matter in the pug world. Group utility is not really going to be valuable in the pug world. People do too many dumb things as it is. Plus, I think like people are underrating how important grips and stuff can be. Blood DK does decent damage. I guess so, but every other thing does great damage, so. Definitely the worst DPS tank right now, right? Wait, what key are we even doing? We're doing Azure Bolts. Who cares about tier lists? Even if Brew was an S tier, it would still be bad. I would still be bad with it because I can't play it well. Well, yeah, that's the way to look at it for sure. I enjoy Blood DK's utility. Yeah, definitely. They have a very good utility kit. Group utility is what has catapulted Prop Pally to the front. No, I know that, and that's what I'm saying. That's at the top level, that kind of stuff is needed. But in the pug world, that's not really going to be helpful. The mistakes that these people are making are like so unrecoverable that giving them a word of glory isn't going to help them. Class of the season is Paladin. Seems like it, yeah. All 3 specs seem pretty good. I don't have a Paladin alt. I know. Oh, now's the time. I think they added heirlooms, right? Cheer lists are such a meme. Yeah, it's such a... The community in WoW is just... always focuses on the weirdest things. One of the tier list makers said that DK just died at 28 fortified melee. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, they're talking about a tier list for people who would not need a tier list. That's so pointless, right? What's the point of making a tier list based on information from 28s? People doing 28s don't need your fucking opinion on what classes are what. It's so pointless.
Their gaze pierces all. If they see it, all nearby creatures are waiting to purge you from all.
So all you end up doing is getting like the noobs who think that 28s are the same as 18s, getting caught up in that information and not realizing the mistakes they're making along the way. Community who watch tier lists and take them to heart are the real memes. Did you just mulligan this key? I just joined another key and that was it. But the problem is like it's on the creator at that point because unfortunately the viewer is just not intelligent enough to realize the mistake they're making, and yeah, I don't know. You're basically just exploiting, like it's... I saw this thing the other day, people talking about like drug epidemics and stuff. And people said like they're gonna get pills from somewhere, so why not make money off them? It's like, okay, so if literally everybody takes that approach, then you never solve the problem, right? It's very, very, very selfish. Anyway, tier lists are overdone, but there are clear differences between specs. Of course, yeah. Obviously. Did I come back to tier list talks? You did, yeah. I don't know if that was why, but it's the same monk, yeah. He did very well in the last case, so. Nearly the same comp, yeah. How do you interrupt that enraged mob? I don't know. Make sure the priest gets his dissipations off, yeah. All the tanks I watched, they aren't liking DK. Yeah, we were just talking about that, like why that's misleading, because most of those people aren't pugging 20s, right? Still don't know what those hearts. It's like randomly the chat just has like hearts on it. Oh. Okay, I guess we're getting it all. Oh wait, that doesn't actually. Ah, there they come. What does the new raging affix do? It makes them immune to CC. I did make a ton of videos on this, so if you're as fervent about watching the videos as you are the streams, you would know. Yeah, it was originally interrupt immune, but it was like an error, I guess, and they just took that out, and now we're good. People making claims without having experience, it doesn't sound like WoW players at all. It's just not it's not about like experience or anything like that. It's just about perspective. The game, especially Mythic Plus, is being played in vastly different ways by the people disseminating the information, the people consuming it. And that's the main reason why I stopped doing the tier list type content, because it's just confusing bad players into thinking this is relevant to them. And it's certainly not exclusive to WoW. You can definitely make accurate assumptions on class meta. Well, that's the other thing. That was actually the main reason why I did it, because I'm like, it's just not worth trying to fucking guess. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, we haven't done this. The season hasn't started yet. I cannot tell you what is going to be good and bad yet. You can't tell until the season starts. So you're just not only giving your opinion, but you're also guessing. Like, there's going to be tuning. There's going to be tons of things that are going to change. The only tier list I've seen is Dorky, and he's done a ton of keys on all tanks. Well, no doubt. I mean, you could try them and still be wrong, right? You've got a lot of health. Is there a buff in this dungeon? No, the health, they put a 25% health buff in last week. Raging is now a very weak affix. Yeah, it should be one of the easiest affixes. Probably among the easiest. Clearly, Rat will be Giga. Please nerf. Right. And that's the other thing. Like, you can't change the video once you publish it, right? So all it takes is one nerf to the spec that you said was the best, and then all of a sudden your video is completely out of date. All affixes are easy. So do you think those new affixes are gonna be looked at as easy? I don't, but I haven't played them. Like, I haven't tried them. I remember Dorky plays, I think, mainly with a full group. Well, no, that was my original point, but obviously taking the advice of somebody who's never even struggled at this level once might not be relevant. They spawn once every 45 seconds. The hardest to fix is Sanguine. Oh yeah. 100% Metro, they nerfed a lot of the new affixes. Okay. Afflicted is like 30-second timer, and Incorporate is 45-second. Okay. And so that just makes it easy on its own then, just because it's not going to be overwhelming you. So it's like once a pack pretty much. Maybe twice a pack. New fixes aren't in yet, right? No, but they'll be in soon. Like, now's the time to start thinking about them. Sorry, Metro, I didn't hear that one then. It was cooking earlier, and I'm fooding now. No worries, buddy. May 9th, they'll be, yeah, next week, yeah. 1 week from today if you're EU, 1 week from yesterday if you're not. Well, I guess if you're US. Because there's another region out there. Technically. Yeah, you got less than a week to prepare, which unfortunately is probably not going to be. Well, actually, I guess no, you got plenty of time, because it's not like all the fixes are going to be there the first week or whatever. But if you don't know about the changes, there's going to be some really, 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 really big changes coming in Season 2. Step 1, no seasonal affix. Time for Old War. I'll try to stop by more often. See, man, I would appreciate seeing you more, but it's up to you. I know you're busy. MK Ultra, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you here as well, my friend. How you been? What did Jambo say? So, like, a huge pull may only spawn a max of 2 incorporals. Ah, okay, that's pretty interesting. Oh, I didn't get that. That's really a mistake on my part there. I like it when it was challenging. It certainly seems like the wrong direction to just nerf all the affixes to me, but I like people accurately point out the keys scale infinitely, so at worst you're just doing a couple levels higher, I guess. I think they probably just tapped out saying like, we can't balance the affixes, so let's just nerf them to the ground. They completely changed how I heard, yeah. What is your take on all that? I didn't fully understand what changed. They're making the game easier for casuals. I mean, they're making the game easier for everybody. New mechanics. It's like actually a different fight then. New job kind of sucks. Excited for new season still. Oh, sweet, man. Well, I hope that your job gets better. And I am also excited. I love the new affixes on paper. If the dungeons feel too easy, then they move up on key level and not worry about affixes. Yeah, it's just like, to me, it's... The affixes are a big part of what's interesting about Mythic Plus, so... If they're so easy that they don't offer any challenge, it's going to get really stale week to week. But luckily, that's where pugging comes in. Hard to ever feel like it's stale with pugging intact. He throws daggers that puts a dot on people, and it cleaves to people close by, and it trucks. Oh god. Well, you're not going to be like stacked in the corner anymore either, right? Now you have to pull the trash, so should be an interesting encounter. I'm going into season 2 slightly optimistic that each week is going to feel good. Yeah, I mean, if by feel good means easy to you, then no doubt, but... DPS have defensive cities, but never have to use them. Why not? Fixes were okay before because you did the same 2 dungeons for 2 years. It's just about the season. I'm not worried about 2 years. Week to week, like, I want there to be a little bit of a difference, you know? But if you do the exact same dungeon the exact same way every single time you do it, it gets boring a lot quicker in my eyes. You definitely have to use them. Yeah, this dude's just like literally saying like the most reductionist standpoint on every mistake the game offers. Very strange. Every week is a legit push week now. You would hope. I'm sure people will find new ways to find reasons that that won't be true though. Change all the affixes you want. It won't stop Fort or Tyrannical from one-shotting. Right, that's what I'm saying. There's still gonna be people are still gonna find reasons that weeks are hard and weeks are easy. I mean, there will always be an easiest, but there will be a week so apathy filled you can't meek yourself online. And that's never been true, though. That's the problem. That's always a perception issue, not a reality issue. And really, it comes down to the fact that people just treat all the keys the same. If there was an affixed score, that would solve all that problem. Right, and so like you just tapping out on one of the affixes is not a problem with the affix, it's a problem with your mentality towards the affix. But no matter how easy the affixes are, or whichever one you like the least, you're still going to say that you don't want to play that week, no matter how easy it is, quantifiably. No, they just do it, just start from 0 every week. I think it's very obvious. Like, the solution is very clear to me. A separate affix for the week, or a separate score for the week on top of the current score. I do mean that every key level will get to a point where pulls and strats will have to change. You think? Are we still able to get points? You can. Apparently they still count toward Keystone Hero, which I'm surprised by. I didn't think you can get those once the season ended, but maybe. I think the Season 1 version of fixes were fine. Yeah, I think Season 1 was great, honestly. I had no issues. Other than like quaking and thundering, those were the only ones that were kind of confusing. What's going on now? I could just run off. You can still get achievements this week, but the actual IO score goes under postseason. Oh, okay.
Just watched the video from the bracket challenge of the druid and chicken form jumping off. Oh, yeah. Speaking of, I need to do the voting. I'll start tomorrow, I guess. I love people that say cleaning in terms of clearing. Yeah, the cleaning, that's like a EU thing, I think. I always imagine that those are some mistranslations that just keep proliferating. But I don't know where these things start, honestly. It's a bit high. Did you just rage quit? Welcome to the stream. He like jumped off the platform, I think. Okay, we need to finish a key. That's our goal. I guess we need to upgrade a key though, don't we? They should just port 4 and bullstring every week. That would be pointless. Season 1 was great. Best expansion launch ever. I would agree, yeah. Certainly the best expansion launch, that's for sure. Usually the first season's very bad in terms of balance and getting things interesting. But this season is at its peak. I really don't know what, where you go up from here. I think it's at the best it's going to be, which isn't necessarily a problem. Four disbands in a row. That's normal. Nothing new for us. Yesterday's patch launch was the cleanest in a hot minute. Oh, really? I didn't actually get on until later in the day. When did he actually come up? I know it wasn't up when I wanted to stream. I didn't get on till like 7 or 8. The thing is, though, if the servers are down for like 10 hours, I can't really consider that clean. Came up around 4, gotcha. So they're down from 10 to 4, so it's 6 hours. It was around 1:30, so that's 4:30. Season 2 is always easier than the first one. It's like they forget to adjust difficulty and keys. No, it's about power creep in systems usually. Or just design too, right? Like usually every expansion or every patch you get slightly stronger relative to the field, Looks like a rough key week. It's actually a very easy week. It's just people are cowards. I still don't really know how to use these words properly on this topic, but people do keys for very, very confusing reasons, it seems. I haven't seen that live though, so kind of surprising for me. Oh, really? That happens literally every stream. Oh, Algathar, you're gonna come? Nice. You start season 1 in blues and greens. That's true, yeah. That's a big difference. But I don't think many people look at the first 2 weeks of a season and base their opinions on the difficulty off that. I think the pattern drops are easier now. Oh, really? Dragonflight is so far my second favorite expansion, only topped by BFA. Oh, BFA, okay. There you go, Sai, somebody else. Probably won't get invited just because this guy's also a warlock. The big problem for me is I'm going to have very little time. You guys are going to have to keep me up to date on Brackenhide routes. Cause really, actually, there's going to be a lot of dungeons with squirrely routes. What's the other dungeon? Oh, yeah, Vortex Pinnacle. Is anybody... I guess we can look. I have a guildie that swears by anything that BFA was the best expansion. It's so weird. I mean, I don't know. I don't really see it. It was very good at the time, like I said, but it took like 2 fucking seasons to have anything good about the systems. And then it just wasn't great. Vortex is just hold W, but are you going to go over count if you hold W? There's a lot of, like, Uldaman's the same way, but the GCD thing, yeah, I forgot about that. Under Rotten Field, I remember the routes very well, but I imagine they're going to be very different. Oh, look, wait. What the fuck? Look, it's still there. Holy shit, my old route is still there. It doesn't work though. Oh, maybe it does. It does work. Oh, we gotta kill the obelisk here though. I'd love to see some invis skips. Yeah, I don't like that. Because then if you wipe after the invis skip, the key is over usually. But the route works. It's the same route. Look, I even have a little note. Run directly into the tree in the middle, then scoot left to avoid pulling any excess. Look at that. Really intelligent old me. Here was the invis pod though. So the blue was where you entered and the red was where you got out, is that? I don't even know. Oh no, skipping. Oh, this is where it used to be, I see. Underrod is going to be the easiest key of the season. I saw that. We were talking about that before. You excited about Dune Part 2? Nah, not really. I could show him what Warlock is capable of in Alcatar. BFA was my favorite too. Easily best dungeons. Oh yeah. See, I can't agree. Like, do you guys like Tol Dagor and Siege of Brawls? Like, to me, there was good dungeons in BFA, but I gotta look at the whole. I gotta look at all of them. And it had 2 of the worst dungeons ever. It's your favorite healer class. Yeah, Druids. Pretty common. Welcome. Underrod is gonna be the key. Read that. BFA was the peak of WoW in my eyes. Never will I have so much joy and fun in the game like back then. Really? Do you think it's because of the people you were playing with, though, or something at the time? Because, like, certainly... Like, did you really think Shadowlands was worse than BFA? Like, I'm just not really seeing how the expansions haven't gotten better from BFA. BFA was fine. But... I just... To me, like, everything that was good in BFA was just better in the next 2 expansions. I love the BFA systems. Right, but essences... Like, were at the time, people hated them because of how hard they were to acquire. Corruption was, like, wildly imbalanced. You remember how ridiculously imbalanced it was to the point that the world first race was, like, completely handcuffed by their inability to get the items? There was a lot of real problems with BFA. I don't necessarily think Shadowlands was worse. Just very much enjoyed zones and dungeons in BFA. Gotcha. The atmosphere in BFA was top. Oh, yeah. Corruption fun. Essence fun. Every Covenant would have been good. See, I didn't really... I think Essences were just... They were decent, but... Azerite powers were great. Really? That's great. Well, I'm glad you guys liked it. I liked it at the time. Like I said, it was a very good expansion at the time, but... Compared to... Really, Legion, Shadowlands, they're all... Corruption was cool. That the end of the expansion was pretty fun. Corruption was such a joke. You weren't playing the class. You didn't have the item. Right, that's what I'm saying. I just think it was way too powerful. It was fun, but it was way too powerful. I miss artifact power. I did like having an infinite grind. The systems that Legion and BFA implemented were far better than the current ones in my eyes. But BFA is also the expansion that removed Titan Forging, so if essences were count-wide, they would be much better. I just didn't really think that they were that interesting to acquire. They should have made them more like legendaries and just you can get anyone from any source, but then be random or something, I think. Having to do very specific content to get them was not really interesting to me.
It has been quite some time since the
Going around a rank 7 Twilight dev and insta-giving stuff was kind of weird. Especially out in world content, it was really strange. Twilight Devastation would proc and just everything around you would just get one shot. Titan Forging being gone now makes me also sad. It was great to be able to get higher gear at the end of a dungeon. Right, that's the big thing about Titan Forging is it rewarded people for finishing keys and getting lucky. Now we have a big issue with that. I joined Legion after they removed the artifact content. Oh, okay, I'm dead. Another group that doesn't do thundering. So you join like in the pre-patch, that you're saying? I see we're heading back to retail equals bad. When did we do that? What is the worst expansion according to most people? The worst? I have no idea. Everybody has different opinions usually. Every key so far has had major fails with thundering, yeah.
Beware.
WoD wasn't very good, but it just kind of had half of its content cut for some reason.
Beware.
My least favorite expansion was definitely Cataclysm. Cataclysm and Wrath are my least two. My favorite and my least two favorites.
Beware.
I think they should make Mythic Plus gear more equal to Mythic Raid. Yeah, I don't know. I could agree with that, but it's going to cause a lot of issues for raiding. People are right. They probably should just have a separate gearing schema, but Legion and Dragonflight are the best. Yeah, Dragonflight's definitely #1 for me right now. Unparalleled. Like there's not even a peer. They stopped reporting on player count in BFA. No, that has nothing to do with that. That was always a waste of time. Sub count had nothing to do with it. I don't know why they ever did that. They were basically only doing it to brag about it, and then all of a sudden they realized they were not bragging about it anymore.
Excuse the mess. It has been quite some time since
The amount of people who are subscribed to the expansion doesn't really say anything about the quality of the expansion. Especially when you got like things like 1-year subscriptions and stuff, you know? I know a lot of people who are subscribed to the game and don't log on it once a month. Someone used Lust? Oh yeah, we again failed the Lust on the first pull. So that's a terrible Lust timing there. Stop a few seconds of it. Panda and Water are my least. Oh, really? I know a few people at the time who hated the Pandaren race, but Pandaria is such a great expansion, like content-wise. It has so much good in it. Don't forget, Pandaria is where they started flexible raiding, right? Like, that's... the game would not be the same without that technology. Should have saved it for the boss? Yeah, if you're not going to use it on the trash, then definitely just use it on the boss. Now we're going to have a really odd use of it the second time. Well, actually, it'd probably just be used on the boss the second time now.
Here we are. Long ago, members of the Blue Dragonflight accidentally overloaded an arcane elemental and created a powerful construct named Veximus.
Pandaria is just such a great continent.
To wreak havoc.
If Mage lusted the first pull, then he would have been able to lust it himself on this boss, so he looks like he did it anyway. Stormshout Brewery was a great dungeon. That one I don't think would be very good for Mythic Plus now, but I don't know why people hate Pandaren. They came out of nowhere. Like they came out of nowhere. And they were in Warcraft 3, yeah. Yeah, the people who like hate Pandaren are just stupid. Where are those people now with like Volpyra and shit? It's a fantasy world. I don't want any more mop instances. Yeah, I'd prefer if we stick with Legion Plus, but we'll give Vortex Pinnacle a try. It's the only one this season, luckily. Plenty of good from Legion and BFA to add in. And Shadowlands is still creeping there. I guess they probably won't do that anytime soon, but... Mop was great for raiding. Mop had good raids, but I wouldn't say it was my favorite raiding expansion. Volpyra are way more goofier than Pandaren. Exactly, they make way less sense too. Volpyra seems, a Vortex Pinnacle seems pretty good from what I've seen. Yeah, no doubt. I hope it will be. I still have to see Spires of Attention back. Vengeance, the buff from tanks was fun. I wasn't in Cata, but yeah. Mop, it was definitely very interesting. A little overpowered though. Kind of broke the game. People who hate Pandaren go to Google and look for pictures of Pandara and tell me you still hate them. They're just reskin goblins, Wilpura. Well, suppose that's one reason to dislike them, but I would never think about that. They're very, very different from goblins. The skeletal structure of the model doesn't matter to me much. Yesteryear was the best year, was it? 2021, you really, or 2022 now, I guess. 2022 was decent, but 2023 has been better so far, and yeah, I don't know, I'm satisfied. Goblins OP? Skytide might as well be Goblin Tide.
Well, it seems like things are in further disrepair than we anticipated.
These lashers must have grown wild while we were away. Please.
Enjoying the stream, Cassandra, I'm glad.
Clear them out while
That
we
is the purpose of it,
magics of this place.
to be enjoyed. We'll do probably another day of Blood DK tomorrow. And then we'll probably do Paladin on Friday. Some prop pally. Remember when whole guilds re-rolled the Goblin? I remember that happening. Didn't do it myself, obviously, but yeah. I mean, there's always been racial imbalance in the game. Could the fight be killed without it? That's the problem. I don't know. That's where things become an issue. If the fight can't be killed without it. Full alliance guild swapped, yeah. Oh, okay, those just aren't getting pulled, I guess.
Beware.
This with the old raging would have been a death sentence, right? Like no chance surviving this. Now these mobs don't need to be CC'd in any way, so there's zero reason not to. I guess gripping them back in, maybe. Just look at BFA, how whole method almost swapped to troll. Oh, on Jaina? I don't remember why what happened on Jaina. I remember in Throne of Thunder, it was like 5 beast boss, so everybody switched. Riz, what's up? Welcome. How's keys? As expected. Voodoo Shuffle made the slow drop. Oh wow. That's powerful.
Beware.
Troll's just like a continual source of imbalance for Rachel's. Plus they got the best, like some of the best animations in the game too.
Some students have trickled in after you. They seem interested in our sports field. Help them sort out clearing the place. It is in quite a state.
Beware.
Run away, little girl.
Beware.
Great animations, they just need shoes. Yeah, I guess you're kind of right. That's subjective. I don't like how hunched over they are. Well, yeah, no, sure, that's subjective. Just for me, they're probably my favorite. They're definitely my favorite for Hunter on Horde. Hunter on Horde and Night Elf on Alliance. For like general caster, I would say they're probably my favorite, although I really like Undead's casting animations too. I might tie them, depending on the type. If you're playing like a priest or something like that, troll casting animations don't look great. But if you're playing a mage or a warlock or something, like they look great. Wait, can troll be warlock? Probably. Yeah, they can be warlock. Anyway, yeah, something like that, like a caster that's like damage focused instead of healing focused. In terms of melee, I don't like them at all. They're definitely my least favorite. Melee for Horde. Favorite melee for Horde would probably be Orc at this point. And then melee for Alliance. There's lots of great options. I really like almost all the races. I don't really like Draina, I guess is the only one that I would say. I've never really played Gnomes, so I don't even know what they look like. But Human, Dwarf, Night Elf, they all have really good melee animations. Whatever happened with the rumored third spec? Yeah, that was... I don't know what that is, but it's pretty obviously not coming in this patch. Anybody who thought it was coming in this patch, but they wouldn't announce it, like, what are you talking about? That would be like a marquee feature of the patch. They're not going to just not announce it. Undead Female has cool melee animations. Oh yeah, that flip, right? I remember that with the Warrior back in the day. Whenever they used Devastate, they would do, occasionally they would do a front flip or something. Dwarf's my second favorite to Goblin. I really like some of the Dwarf animations. I really wanted to, I should have just made this character Dwarf, but I really like the stature of Night Elf. I like the Dwarf animations, but I just don't really like small races. It's really hard for me to play small races and enjoy them. Andy confirmed third spec is coming. Who's Andy? A Mythic Plus player? How does he know? There's a data mine legendary fist weapon. I saw that, yeah. So how would the main tank for Echo know what the game development's plans are? What does that have to do with knowing what the development of the game is? It's Blood Elves behind the backswing. Is that still in the game? That's a unique one, but I don't really feel like the rest of the animations are so fucking bad. No, they don't get that kind of information, dude. If he got that kind of information and leaked that, he's not going to get that information for very long. No, they do not get information about like that kind of stuff. They get information on raid testing and stuff like that, but that's it.
Now we need to clear out the big one. I will activate the goals for Lishrath. That is talent toss for you soft skills. Use them to get her attention. Huh? At least we know that works. Watch yourselves.
Why would you think that somebody who's not even like an actual influencer would get information on something that Blizzard hasn't even decided on yet? You're going to time this key? Hopefully.
Beware.
It doesn't even make sense. Like, why would you even believe they would?
Beware.
You think that, like, because they're one of the best players in the world, that Blizzard just tells them everything they plan? What else has he predicted? Again, if he's doing this, dude, like, if you think he's not predicting things, he's just leaking things, he's gonna go to court. So, you kind of confused on what's going on here, I think. If he's just like leaking information that is being exclusively given to him for no real reason, then he's going to fucking court.
Beware.
I think they're obligated to make a third spec because not utilizing the Black Dragon play unarguably the coolest. Well, I don't think it's going to be Black Dragonflight related, doesn't sound like. Yeah, class stuff, definitely. They definitely know about hot fixes and class tuning and stuff, 100%. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Hey, Charles, what's up, dude? Welcome back. Predicting class tuning is not... No, that's completely different.
they get that info because they're expected to confer on it and make sure that it's gonna work. All the people in the discords, like the top theory crafters, they all get that info early. Hot fixes are something that they work on for days ahead of time. It's not just randomly distributed. But they're not gonna just be telling random people that, hey, here's our design goals for the patch that isn't even on the PTR yet. Why? Like, why would they? What's the point? Why would they tell anybody that? That's meant to be like a big announcement for them, you know? They want to be the ones to make it. There's no benefit to telling some raiders about that. It's definitely not the same ballpark in no way. Being consulted for class tuning is not at all the same ballpark as creating a new spec. No, not even close. Anyway, I like the idea of mainly support classes. Yeah, I don't really... If it is what it sounds like it would be, it doesn't really make a lot of sense in the game today. Who would play it? You know what I mean? Right, so if he does actually have access that you believe he has, and he's talking about these things publicly, he's a fucking idiot, to be honest. He's seriously risking his livelihood. Probably just hears some rumblings from people that he trusts and elaborates on them like everybody else. But I guarantee Ian Hazakostas did not tell Echo Raiders that they're planning on developing certain types of content for the next patch when it's not even on the PTR yet. Like, there's just no reason to. They're gonna worry about their current patch, right? They even had a chance to announce it in those interviews, and they explicitly said there is no plans. Everyone has been predicting a third tank spec since the inception. Right. Gingy's practicing the third spec rotation right now. Exactly. Speaking of PTRs, 1005 is already on there. Oh, is it up? I know that it's like the vendor builds there, but... Oh, it's just the vendor build. Okay. So what's going to be in 10.1.5? It's going to be the Mega Dungeon, right? What else? I don't even know.
Beware.
Some kind of new content that's probably going to be related to whatever story unfolds in the raid, I guess. More story stuff, yeah. Yeah, I remember the roadmap, but I don't remember what they had this far out. It felt like when I saw that was going to be like a year from now, but it ended up being like a few months. They really are flying through the content, and I don't think that's really working out for them. I feel it sounds like, from what I've heard, it's causing a lot of internal stress. Okay, we don't want to root the mob. Speaking of the inside scoop stuff, a lot of people think the new Mega instance is going to be split 4 ways. Oh, really? What do you think? Wait, why? I don't really understand the logistics of it being split 4 ways. So it's going to have, like, what, 20 bosses instead of 10 or something? Or 16 instead of 8, I guess. Mega Dungeon content and system updates. Right, so they haven't really committed to anything other than the Mega Dungeon, okay. That'd be an interesting idea, though, if they did split it that big. 14 to... Oh, wow. That would... Yeah, that could work. That's a pretty aggressive... Like, why, though? Why would they do that? But yeah, it could make sense then, like you said, for 4 Dragonflight dungeons all just being one setting, but... That doesn't sound... Do you think that would be fun? I don't think that would be very fun. 4 dungeons in the exact same setting, I don't really think that would be very fun. I hope we'll see another set of heritage armors. Oh yeah, Night Elf one would be nice, yeah. Night Elf and Undead would be the ones I'd want to see the most. Last season we got Vortex Pinnacle, and they said they wouldn't choose a pre-mop dungeon. Yeah, that's true. They kind of just say whatever they want and doesn't end up being very truthful. I'll do this pack next. Ah, man. I feel like playing some Holy Pally this season. Do I feel like it? Probably not. I don't know. We'll see. I think if I'm going to heal, I'm going to play Resto Shaman. But I always love Paladin. Paladin's always going to be like an insider for me. I think if I was going to play Paladin, I'd play Prot though. It looks fun. Wasn't as fun as I hoped it was going to be, but it's still pretty fun. I'm going to play some on Friday. I think we'll just dedicate to that. Current prop Pally plays like season 4 prop, but better. Oh yeah. I didn't really play it, I guess, at that point. Oh, he's typing random numbers at you because it looked like you were doing the same. Still can't believe Prod is as strong as it is. I dabble with Disc Priest a bit. I like the healing from the damage aspects. Yeah, it's cool. I wouldn't mind trying it, but don't really have time to level any more characters. I guess we got plenty of reses. Next character I'm leveling is going to be my Orc Death Knight, and then I'm going to probably level in Classic again. I've been really itching to do some Classic again. God, we just get destroyed. Do we have any deaths before this trash? This guy died 4 times this trash. Mistweaver is also super fun, but missing a lot of utility and externals. Oh yeah. Like Wrath Classic? No, like Vanilla Classic.
The elements answer to me.
Gonna be a pain in the ass to get them together. Is the hardcore stuff people are doing, is that Wrath? I actually have no idea. I assume it's not. I assume it's Classic, because that's where, when Alex was doing it, it was on actual Classic stuff. Like, it was Cargos or whatever that dude. He was like the head of it, I thought. There's also for Wrath, but yeah, because it probably wouldn't be very interesting in Wrath, right? Leveling is so nerfed by Wrath that it'd be like doing it in Live WoW. I really want to get into Classic, but waiting for some news and don't want to waste my time. That's a good point, yeah. The thing for me, like, Classic is timeless. Like, I don't plan on playing on any one server, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I basically just play it like a single player game.
Greetings, New. Who are you? You
are not registered here.
5,
This room is only
4,
for students.
3,
Head to the
2,
registrar at
1.
once. These are sacred halls of learning. Only those registered.
If Blizzard themselves made a hardcore server, I'd probably try it. I might try it, to be honest. I don't know. I really don't like the idea of it. But if there was more than just, if you die, your character doesn't work anymore. Like if there was something a little bit more interesting, I'd really like for them to just rebalance the entire game of Classic. That would be my ideal situation. But Classic is brilliant, but I never won 2 level in Northrend. Oh yeah, I'm definitely not playing Wrath. Wrath is like, I go back and forth between saying Wrath is my least favorite expansion, because Cataclysm did such fucking near irreparable harm to this game. But the expansion itself, like the max level content was fine. Like, it was a pretty good expansion. It's just like everything that wasn't max level content in Cata was abysmal. Like so fucking bad. It removed so much from the game. Whereas Wrath was bad. Like everything in the game was bad. Introduced some of the worst ideas ever as well. The zones are terrible, man. I can't even imagine leveling in Wrath. Those are all like other than Grizzly Hills, every zone in Wrath is like top 5 worst zones. Howling Fjord is okay, I guess. It's like decent. Howling Fjord and Grizzly Hills, and that's it. The rest are all awful. What did Cata do to harm the game? Dude, I go on like epic rants about this and all those leveling challenges. TLDR, it removed like thousands of things in the game. Like patterns, mounts, transmogs, things that would be now looked at as heavily collectible. It removed them all from the game because of the remake of the old zones or whatever. And the reason that I look at that as completely unforgivable is because think about the popularity of WoW, like Classic, TBC, and Wrath, right? Like very, 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 very popular product. Think about the people who made Cataclysm said, well, fuck those guys. We know how to make it even better. Because that's basically what they did. They're like, hey, you know this game that became like one of the best-selling games, like one of the best looked at games ever? It was shit. We can do better. That's basically what they did. They just removed like fucking 50% of Classic.
Thank you for all your help in getting the
I mean, I get it. The world was a fucking mess. Like, if you fly over the zones in Classic, you see, like, literally untextured areas. But it's like, why'd you remove the content? I don't, like, can you just remake the fucking map and then put the content back? I don't understand that. At least we got a key done. Shows our enjoyment is just rose-tinted goggles. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, Sholazar is... Yeah. People like those, like Sholazar and Angoro and these zones that are just like straight up kills, but they're not good. Like, that's just not good content, right? Like, you want a questing zone that has depth to it, that has story to it, that has something interesting going on. Sholazar, like 90% of it's completely irrelevant. I was a big Sholazar Basin fan. Oh, really? Yeah, I didn't really. I think, like, I liked it at the time because it was just fast experience per hour. You know what I mean? Like, that was the way a lot of people looked at zones back then, but I won't go back there. That quest in Legion was, like, the best thing that happened to Sholazar in years. Well, literally. It's the only thing that happened to Sholazar in years, but... You actually like Zul'Drak? Is that a serious? Because I think Zul'Drak, if you list, like, I should just do a video on this. If you list every single zone in the game, every single zone, Zul'Drak is last for me. It is my least favorite zone in 7. How long has this game been out? 18 years? 10 expansions. My least favorite zone in the entire game. I might do that. Maybe I'll make a video like that. Is there like a
Make like these tier list things, right? I like Zeldrak for one reason and one reason over. You started at the bottom and worked your way to the top. I guess that's kind of cool, actually, to be honest. But that's not even on my mind when I'm thinking about the zone. It's kind of cool though. Halls of Valor. Yeah, we need this one for scores. But I guess we'll do it. Even worse than Stone Talon? Oh, Stone Talon's great. See, so the problem is, it would be hard to make this video. But if I can compare the classic versions of these zones to the modern versions, I would like to do that. Can you still earn IO? Yes. Stone Talon is one of my favorites. Yeah, the modern one is like middle of the pack. It's really good EXP per hour and it's like kind of cool, but I don't really like it. But the old one is like top 5 zones ever. Datmiran, what's up, buddy? Kata rating was great, but I forgot to invite a healer, so we wiped. What's up, buddy? Yeah, no, I agree. The world content was really weak in Kata, and obviously the leveling changes are completely unforgivable. Old 1,000 Needles is probably objectively bad. Well, see, 1K Needles is another one because I really like that zone, but there's no fucking content in it, right? It's really strange. I didn't realize how little because I never actually played Horde until recently. When Classic was out, I played Alliance. So I went and did like a playthrough of, I did like a Nomad leveling challenge on a Torrent. I don't know how many people saw that, but I thought I would get like the Torrent aesthetic. Like I was gonna go Mulgore to Thunder Bluff to the Barrens to 1,000 Needles. Like that was I had this like fucking thing. I was like fucking beating off to it. I'm like, can't wait. 1,000 Needles. You know what I mean? And it's like, I get there and there's like 6 quests. It's like, what? There's nothing here. There's a bunch of quests from goblins and shit. It's really disappointing zone. And the thing that was I was the most disappointed with, the music, dude. The sounds that I love from the Torrent aesthetic were added in Cataclysm. I didn't know this. The really cool Torrent song that I love, that's like my favorite video game song, my favorite game song in WoW. It doesn't exist in Classic. It's a game, it's an addition in Cataclysm. I had no idea. I leveled the whole character thinking like, oh, I can't wait to hear that song. Here we go. It's gonna come. Surely in the Barrens. Surely in Camp Tarajo. Surely in Thunderblood. Never happened. I just got back from lunch. Did I miss anything spicy? No, nothing interesting. We did complete a key though, which is good. Sarah says, that's crazy. I like the quest line where you turn into a little ghoul. I fucking hate those quests. Those are like, I don't like a single quest in that zone. There's not one that I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Even the Amphitheater of Anguish, terrible location. It's just terrible. The zone is just awful, dude. And there's so many mechanically clunky quests. And there's that massive fucking dude walking around. Like, I hate it. It's definitely my least favorite zone. Like, it's not even close. It's not even close. It is my least favorite zone by a mile. Like, it would be like tier Z. Like, it would need like 6 tiers between that and whatever I don't even know what my second least favorite is. I don't think I have a second least favorite. That's how bad I hate Zeldrak. Anyway, 1K Needles has a lot of quests that you have to complete from the Barrens to get. Yeah, exactly. That's why I was disappointed with. Amphitheater of Anguish was lame because I was doing a Nomad challenge, so I didn't have those quests. Amphitheater of Anguish was lame, especially the mini Ring of Blood in Grizzly Hills. Yeah. What's going on here? I have a zone that I love that I feel like most people hated. Oh no, Feralus that's a great zone. Amazing atmosphere. Think about the legacy of the zone too, right? Incredibly important zone from all levels of the game. Feralus is like heavy in the lore, right? The Night Elf aesthetic is insanely important. Like the Highborn, whatever. Like I don't fully understand all that, but that's like a major source of both lore, gameplay, you know, like the Insane in the Membrane. That was like one of the most common, like one of the most prolific things that the game had for years, right? That was all taken through DM. Dire Maul, I mean 3 dungeons in one like setting. We talked about that not being my favorite thing, but for Dire Maul, man, I like it because it's they feel very different each wing. What else?
Just the fact that that island used to have that island with the chimeras on it, and they got rid of it. Like, there's a lot of lore and mysticism to the zone, right? And it's also usually the first zone that I would consider like a good zone in Classic, quest density wise. Usually zones in Classic are kind of like sparse, and you have to keep hopping from zone to zone. But Classic doesn't, you know, I guess really STV maybe is the first one, but Feralus is close. Feralus is very important when it comes to leveling cooking. Yep, it's got so much game. It's like really it feels like the first end game zone. It's also where the leatherworking I can't remember what they're called, but the max level leatherworking quests are. Feralus really feels like it's like the first max level zone, you know. Is Feralus good post-Cata? This is mostly pre-Cata talk, but it's still very, very good post-Cata. I love the dragon aesthetic that they have. They actually took over Dire Maul and used it as a quest hub. It's pretty cool. Like, it's not a bad zone. It's definitely not my favorite zone post-Cata. I'm trying to think of like zones that improved post-Cata. I can't think of many, frankly. I really can't think of many. But Feralus could be on the list. Because the thing about Feralus, the questing that was there was like, it was great, but it was like really basic. Deathswallow Marsh? I don't know if I've done it. I don't know the last time I did that post-Cata. Baron's... You're saying that improved from Classic? Don't say that to me. But yeah, Deathswallow Marsh, it's like, I don't know, we could see that maybe. Ironically, I have 24 halls. I'm probably straight. I'm not playing, like, I'm not really in that competitive mindset right now, so I'm just gonna try to get some practice, basically. I'm saying that they've been Matt. Okay, cool. Okay, I guess we're not getting invited to that. Deathswallow is good for sure. Also important for fishing because that's where Natty P is. Yep, huge quest for Zul'Farrak. Tabitha. Helping Tabitha is Deathswallow is huge for quests in Zul'Farrak. Yeah. That guy's like not there, right? What does WME stand for? Yeah, let's just like look at the map. I don't even know. Oh, Ajara. Ajara is certainly improved. The thing that I liked about Ajara in Classic... Is that somebody's phone number? Or was that? Anyway, the thing that I liked the most about Ajara in Classic is like the blue dragon aesthetic, though. It feels like a very kind of ancient and mystical zone, but there's like 0 quests in the zone. So Ajara is certainly improved as a functional zone. How many zones do you think you've never done overall? You mean in Cataclysm? There's a few. I never did a lot of Eastern Kingdoms. Like, I still don't have all the achievements. Yeah, that zone is sick post-Cata. Yeah, it's a really like, that zone is so much better than the old version, just because there's nothing there. Classic Ajara was also sick for fishing. Oh, really? Yeah, I don't really fishing. Aqua Quintessence. Right, that's what it's got like this mysticism to it, right? Like there's a bunch of shit going on there that got like repercussions, like you're killing Azure ghosts and you know, there's blue dragons everywhere and there's the water people there. It's like there's a lot going on there in terms of like the lore, but just the gameplay's got nothing. There's like fucking like 12 quests in the zone. It's really weird. And like a couple of them are like way lower level than you'd think as well. I remember the guide I used to follow on private servers would take you there at like level 47 or something like that, and then you wouldn't go back until like mid 50s. But yeah, so definitely Silithus has not changed. It's basically gotten worse. They just removed content from Silithus. I don't know, man. There's a lot of zones that are just mediocre and classic, like Desolus. I don't think I've done Desolus post Cata, because I don't really know what's there. Desolus is just like hyper mediocre in all versions, I feel like. Ashen Vale's definitely worse, but the old one isn't really that good either. I haven't done Darkshore either. I used to hate Darkshore, but now that I learned about how efficient the questing is there in Classic, it's one of my favorite zones. What's your favorite zone of all times? The Barrens. So the classic TBC, whatever, like pre-Cata Barrens is that'd be number one on the tier list. Spoiler alert. It took me until now to realize why you'd cancel UE before Vamp Blood runs out. Oh yeah. Separate buffs. It's good, just make sure you're very precise with it, otherwise you'll end up just losing Umbilicus. Which is what I used to do all the time, and so I stopped trying. Hard when you're reading chat to be precise with it. I think Winterspring is the most wasted zone of all time. Well, that's another one of those big blue dragon aesthetics, right? That they just... Because all of a sudden in Cataclysm, we're friends with the dragons, so they just got rid of all of that. Azshara and Winterspring are like blue dragon zones, basically, in Classic. And then when they remove that, they're like, all of a sudden, they're like, well, what do we put in these giant fucking caves? Nothing. Okay, cool. Horde has a quest in Hilllands for a much better fishing pole. You in this fishing? What are you... Are you Nat Pagel's daughter? Is that... the Nat? No content? What about the sword that may or may not be there? You talking about Silithus? I'm just talking about the Cataclysm version. They didn't add any, like, it did not get new content in Cataclysm. It did not change whatsoever. And because they removed all the AQ content from the game, it just, like, just straight up lost content. It has less content in it than it does in Classic. That sword is still there. Yeah, who fucking knows what they're doing? Stuff like that always makes you wonder if they actually do have a grand scheme or not. Winter Springs is and was actually amazing. The Yetis are great for grinding. In Classic, yeah. It's a great zone in Classic. It's one of my favorite zones. It's still one of my favorite zones in Live WoW, too. Just because I like the winter aesthetic so much, but it just lost its purpose, like Faxi said. And it was also... Winterspring was also meant to be the connector to Hyjal. Like, there's that big demon influence at the southern side of Classic Winterspring, right? But then when they button that up in Cataclysm, they're like, well, we don't need that area anymore, so they just got rid of that and turned that into Hyjal. Like, that's now just part of Hyjal. First stream of month. Oh, I forgot about the trading post. You got to remind me after this. I forgot all about that. I have not been there yet. Dude, that Medivh, I saw that. I was like, wow, I want that. And then I guess it's not in the game. I think they're trying to have grand plans for the modern story, but are failing a bit. Which just doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, what was the story beat gonna be with that sword? I don't really get it. I finished mine already. The mount reward is nice, but I'm a mount guy. Yeah. As we know, I am not a mount guy. It's kind of nice mount, though, to be honest. It moves slow. Oh, wait, really? I didn't know that. It's another swimming mount. That's kind of cool. The game could use more of those. That guy died of quaking, man. I'll tell you what. This fucking game is a joke. I was waiting to move from him, but he took the res too quick. That is cool. Never got one of the original turtle swimming mounts. Yeah, I think we got one from Cataclysm. I know I have one. I don't remember where I got it. Quacking, I thought we got rid of it. I didn't think it would be here either, but it's here. One in Cata and one from the TCG. Okay, so that's the only other one that I would have then is the Cata one. Can't wait for this boss to be over. I don't know how my groups always die to it. It's so easy. Yeah, I agree. I don't think there's really a boss like that in Season 2, is there? That's just like hyper basic. Turtle mount from fishing. Yeah, I remember well, you weren't there, but we had like a guild like a raid night instead of raid. We went and fished. Try to get stuff for the feasts and everything. This is my most hated boss, Blob. Welcome. Why? Should we continue? That's right. It's just so like, why even play? I don't like why play? I really don't get it. It's a fucking preseason, bro. Like, what are you doing keys for if this is your attitude? Bone Moss significantly worse than this? Oh, way worse. Yeah, this fight's... I don't have anything against this fight. It's in a cool little area, too. I quite like the way you fight this fight. It's like got like quite a big theme to it, I feel like. Like, this guy is like in such control of the water that we don't dare stand on it. It's just water, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of fucking badass. I quite like that. It's like a dance choreography, except the dance instructor executes you. You don't like that, okay. Zephyrus was actually in my guild last week. Super poor attitude, I could tell. Really poor attitude. I always wonder, like, if somebody like that actually found success, would they actually enjoy it? Or are they just in such like a negative feedback loop that they're basically just getting dopamine from their negativity now instead of their positivity? Pressed for time now? I mean, it's probably not wrong, but I predict he rage quits. Yeah, he's pretty much... He's one of those guys who's like has to ask permission before he rage quits. I don't think Bop's gonna help, is it?
See how they pour from every letter of these sacred scrolls, corrupting them, defiling them.
These keys essentially mean nothing. That's what I'm saying. What's the point of doing it? I really like. There's really no reason to like. the modicum of reasons that exist normally don't even exist now. What is your point? Why come to this key with this attitude? If you're not here to practice and maybe get something for this week that you could use next week, then why bother? Andrew, what's up, buddy? How you been?
Glad to see you again, my friend.
Metro, what do you think is the best healer for Mythic Plus?
Mythic Plus?
Blood Death
Blood
Knight.
Death Knight. Thank you, Dromicas. 34 months of support. Very generous. Yeah, I blame on Blizzard. Playing keys because it's a habit. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're doing it out of some kind of negative feedback loop. Like, they can't find any enjoyment from actual positive things. They're basically like addiction, I think, at that point. This guy's hitting hard, though. Barely survived that.
I beseech you, kind strangers, cleanse this place of their foul presence.
25% damage buff looks rough. This is a bit of an outlier. The rest of the dungeons didn't really feel like anything happened at all. Nor should they. Like, that really should not have any impact on the game. If it does, then they did it wrong.
You must destroy the
19 minutes here. It's not even really that bad.
before our cherished history is erased forever.
I did 20 Shadow Moon to test earlier, and those Void Slashes feel like a 25. Oh, really? Well, the Raging doesn't, you mean just because you can't interrupt them? Or?
The young Gaul was traveling across the Kunlai Plains when suddenly he was ambushed by two strange creatures. For the ancients!
Void Slashes were eating me alive last night. And to be fair, that's normal. You don't need to CC it though, you can just run. Oh, I'm sorry, I read the wrong person thinking that was the same person. I'm worried about the first pull in this AV. Oh yeah. I have 24 Shadow Moon Baragon, so thanks for the heads up. Reality is probably nothing's changed there. That mechanic was always tough and needed. I always wanted to try to kite it if I wasn't confident. So I don't really think anything's changed there. What dungeon are you going to miss the most? I'm going to say Azure Vault, yeah. Quarter Stars is the real answer, I think, but that's not really... Like, it's hard for me to say that's from this season anyway, you know? Quarter Stars is my favorite Mythic Plus ever. But Azure Vault is definitely the one that made the biggest impact on me this season. One way or the other, good or bad. Very unique dungeon. Love the atmosphere, love the theme, love the way the content progresses, like the way you pull the content. Really fun. The skips and the fact that people like fall off and all that shit, it's so funny to me. You gotta remember to get the final stage of voting, but I have a feeling we know what the winner's gonna be. You're gonna miss Quarter Stars because it's hilarious. That's a big part of why I like it so much, frankly. But no, it is good. I love it. It's definitely my favorite Mythic Plus ever. Of the Dragonflight instances, I'll miss Academy. Oh yeah. I won't miss Ruby. Yeah, Ruby's not my favorite.
Strife feeds on conflict. When you have peace in your heart, strife will find somewhere else to.
Those are far.
Beware. You have my thanks.
I'm not excited for Underrot. Everything else I don't mind in Season 2. Underrot's one of my top 5 as well from BFA.
Require meditation before I begin the restoration.
Well, this what was our only 8. I don't know why I said top 5, but that's one of my favorite ones. It's a really good dungeon for Blood DK too. Underrot just seems depressing. Why? I've never actually done it as Alliance. I think the voice lines are different, aren't they? Brackenhide's gonna reap many keys. I don't really think it will. We'll see how the tuning is. It's all dark and gloomy. Oh, well, that was Nazmir, yeah. I'm not really the biggest fan of Nazmir, but the aesthetic they were going for, they fucking nailed it. Just like in Waycrest Manor, really. Route for Brackenhide? Yeah, that's gonna be the question, yeah. Halls of Infusion looks like a big mess. That's the one I'm the most worried about for sure. How long have you been playing this game? 2.5 hours. We've been live for like 2.5 hours. 2 hours and 40 some minutes, I think. Oh, how many years have I been playing total? I got the game the day it came out, so 18? Is it 18? I don't even really know. 2004? Can't be 18. Because the fear. Really wish people would stop fearing stuff. I'm going right after first boss in Brack. Was watching one of those dungeon breakdowns and the trash seems numerous and not mechanically difficult. Gotcha. Knockwood was the most unique dungeon, you think? I guess because of the flying thing. Yeah, you're right. He said lol, yeah. From what I've seen, going right is definitely the way, and skip as much as possible on the way. Interesting. It might have been unique, but it was also set in stone since you had to pull everything to spawn the bosses. Not good, right? Yeah. They added a spawn point in Brackenhide. Oh, cool. That's good. Knockwood route was pretty well established fairly early on. Right, that's what I'm saying. This season was definitely the best for routing, like, simplicity ever. Hank does more damage on a pack than Drac. Maybe in Evoker? Okay, that's not surprising.
The best route for not good is the one where you don't even kill the mobs before the last boss, right? Okay. Actually, I'm gonna pass on this one. Ruby Life Pulse is not particularly fun to tank right now. One last go at Halls. Trading posts, good call. Yeah, getting invites takes that fast because nobody's tanking, probably. That Holy Pally doesn't deserve his... That's what I'm saying. Like, just... Really, whatever, man. I'm sick of fighting. I wonder why people advertise that they need a tank and heal in the title. Yeah, I have no idea, dude. People have been doing that for years. Let's go ahead and quickly see what's at the trading post. DK is tank and healer. I don't know why there's a dead week in between seasons. Oh, it's because if the season started today, it would... Like, they want to give everybody a week of the patch before the competitive content starts. Pretty normal. Been doing that since MOP, I think, right?
Been waiting for you.
Oh yeah, we gotta open the thing too.
It's a good day for a bit of buying.
Yeah, I actually don't think I'm gonna buy anything. I was looking at it. I don't like these are fucking great looking, but I don't play those things. Dratnos route for Brackenide. Bit of tradition and prep for race to world first. Well, I don't think it's tradition, but it's there on purpose. It's there for a reason. Whoa, that's kind of cool. What is that? Okay, we'll buy that. Since there's nothing else to buy. Guess I didn't see that. And that's a glaive, right? Yeah, it's a war glaive, so. I'll never use that. That's terrible looking. Oh yeah, we'll get this too. That is it. I don't even know what this is. Oh, it's the belt, yeah. Actually, these are kind of cool. We have so much, so we might as well. We didn't even spend the full 1,000 that we just got. White cloaks are cool? Yeah, no doubt. They don't want everyone doing the new quest and opening the season at the same time? Right, yeah. These are cheap. These seem really cheap this month. Can we even buy this as a... I don't even know how that works.
I'll be right here when you need me.
I guess we got it, yeah. Yeah, I like those both too. It's very... I actually don't know what the difference is from the one that's already in the game, but fuck it. I like basic bows too. What key are we even doing? Halls. I already ported there, yeah, it's on CD. Okay, cool. It's just a slightly darker brown. Yeah, that's what I thought. Not a very good one. It's a recolor of the new starter zone bow. I know, yeah. I've always been like that. Me too. I'm the exact same way. Well, you can't tell from my transmog, but it depends on the class. I'm gonna say that. I think as a hunter, it makes a lot of sense because hunters like kind of got like a real world feel to it almost, right? If you're playing a mage or something like that, then yeah, we're probably gonna go for a little bit more high fantasy, something a little bit more authentic to World of Warcraft's vibe. Same thing with Death Knight, right? Striking people with giant fucking weapons, pretty badass. But yeah, I've always liked like a paladin or a warrior or a hunter. Even like a rogue, yeah, something really like I can almost see those being real, you know what I mean? It's almost like makes sense to have them be a low fantasy feel to it. What's the key? Halls. Yeah, Halls 22.
Our citizens are desperate to break free of Alison's.
Yeah, Paladin's obviously not really real,
that
but
they are suitably armed.
kind of like a Crusader, you know what I mean? Like a Templar. They obviously aren't going to heal people and cast Lay on Hands and bubble and shit, but it's got that same kind of feel to something that you would see in the real world. The best Mogs are the ones that fit in the world without trying to be too flashy. Well, so I think a lot of the problem is the flashy ones are part of complete sets, and everybody's got this weird aversion to complete sets, you know what I mean? So, previous just disbanded before the start. Ah, yeah, the guy just went offline or whatever, yeah. Azralan Paladin. I think we played this guy earlier today. It sounds familiar. Isn't this the guy from the, I don't know. Maybe not. I was gonna think it was the guy from Algathar. Have you upgraded a key? Yeah, we did get one upgraded, yeah. So we should have a 12 in the box next week. Tomorrow we'll try to do 23s only or something like that. Maybe try to get 13, but I'm not even gonna be doing my key, so it's kind of pointless. Not even an Azralonian can screw up the rotation. Don't worry. That is not what I would worry about. Just go ahead and use the rune. How long have we been? 3 hours now? Yeah. Might be the last one too. I don't really have a lot of goals for this week. Just trying to chill and have fun and get some practice after quite a few days of not playing WoW. So if we finish this one, this will be the last one. If we don't, we'll do one more.
5, 4,
and then tomorrow we'll be back and try to get a little bit more progression maybe. And then Friday we'll do some Paladin. And then that'll be it until the season. And then got some big plans for the season. Hopefully we're gonna hit that first week really hard like we did the last season.
This place will test your mettle. And if you are found worthy, the Aegis of Agramar will be yours.
That guy's Dick's Priest as well. Staying in the bubble. And there's the lust, finally. Please don't make me fucking icebound again for this. Okay, guy ran here. Oh, pain suppression too. That was a really good timing for that. What happens if he dies while pain suppression's up? Does it just go away? Full wipe. Well, not me at least. Anybody else? Still in purgatory either. Will you go to the new raid? No. Last week of Storm. Drake Riders to me. Nah, 5 deaths on this poll's fine. Pretty normal for 4 weeks. As long as you don't wipe, I think it's still the right play. Okay, very good. See what the rest looks like after this part. Tauren Paladin too, I just don't know. Do we continue? Yeah, seriously. He's just desperately trying to get somebody to say no. Fight's a little bit difficult with quaking. But not really. Sometimes there's just a lot of limitation to the space. I just looked down at the chart. Wow, this is really slow kill of this fight, but shouldn't matter too much as long as we don't have any major trash calamities. Last week of Razagath? Oh yeah, that's... I really do like the concept of a seasonal affix, but yeah, this one... There's a little love for me in Thundering. Considering how passive it was for me, it was just an annoyance. Just watching other people fail it over and over again was very frustrating. My pet collecting finally had a use. I had every snail to show the guy for the extra rep. Oh, what is that? I don't know that. Yo, collecting in WoW is like, people joke about it all the time, but I'm serious when I say this. It's the true end game. It really is. It's the only content in the game that's like universally, it's always permanent, right? Like you're never gonna lose power in collection.
Before you lies your next trial. Defeat both Persia and Fenrir, and you will have proven your worth to me.
I think Snowmount is pretty sweet. Is that what he was talking about? I'll miss some of the hilarious moments in Thundering and caused. Yeah. Well, that was quaking for me. That's the thing I'm gonna miss the most. Hopefully you guys saw that video. That was like a once-in-a-lifetime moment of quaking, and it was captured on film. That is definitely one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a while. There's a guy in Glimmer Bog that likes snails, and you can show him 20 different snails for an extra 100 rep. Oh, that's weird. They actually interrupted the rune. Saves like 2 weeks of dailies or something. So what is the rep actually like? Is there any... There's nothing really to the rep. It's just for cosmetics again, or what? I like the idea there, though. Show them snails, get rep. It's for the snail mount. Oh, that's what the mount is. I see. Cool. Love that my pet has the aura from this guy. It's like yellow ringed aura. Not really sure why. Anyone else disliking the new YouTube layout? Why it's changed, I don't even know. Oh, purgatory there? Wow, that's not good. I think I just died and stayed dead, I guess. Probably the right choice, but... Video player layout change, but it's worse for streams as it requires you to close the chat. Oh. I'm not sure about that.
She shall ascend as one of my chosen Valkyr, and her name shall echo in these gilded halls for all eternity.
Yes, Urgent. It is understandable.
I am not nervous, only excited. All my life has led to this one glorious moment.
I witnessed their deeds in Stormheim. Their kind has no true honor.
Yeah, we runs there.
Virtue.
That could be a big moment, Nikki.
Them from these sacred halls, my
Saying we're not interrupting this fucking guy. I guess I need to do that.
Ritual is not yet complete.
Persia gives true Viking vibes. I love this, the aesthetic of this dungeon. Music is on point too, even though it's, I think it could be better, but it's really very strong. Pazza, what's up, buddy? Work schedule changed, so I haven't been able to tune in lately. Same. Welcome though, how you been? Where are you going? Shield Maiden. Definitely was thinking this priest would do more damage though. It's weird, it's just such a weird spec. Like it looks like it would be fun, but it looks like it's just like twice as much work as any other healer spec. Pretty good. Sister had a baby, so I have a new nephew. Oh, sweet buddy. Hope she's healthy and everybody's healthy. My high school friend had his third son. Last week? I don't even remember when that was now, but
Helza! We will not deny Hersha's ascendance! Beware.
trying to outrun that for no reason. Just move to the side. Tell him to keep his spray hose from dousing any more fires. What?
Beware.
Oh. Is it? I mean, I don't think it was an accident. I don't know, maybe. This kid's played poorly a ton more than it's played well, but it is an awesome playstyle. Oh, cool. Yeah, look, like I said, it looks like it'd be fun. It's kind of like how Blood DK, I felt like, I say the same thing about this. Blood DK is like the same way. It's so unique compared to the other tanks that it's like, I just gotta play it, right? And I feel the same way about healing with discipline as well, you know? It looks so different than every other heal that it's like almost like alluring. But I know how hard it was for me to get like halfway decent at blood that it's like, yeah. We don't really have the time for that.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Beware.
Breaking on this fight is also rough, but the bubble's large enough that everybody can spread out if needed.
4, 3, 2,
It doesn't seem like there's any reason not to do the 2 on one side thing, so we'll just do that.
The light embraces you, Herja.
Be gone from these hallowed halls!
3, 2.
My buddies I play with, hope they feel better. I'll just icebound this one then, so we don't move. Only good. Oh, is the only good disc I run with? Yeah. I mean, I haven't played with so many of them that I can remember specific ones, but I don't really ever feel like there's been one that's like, man, this spec's awesome. It just looks fun though. It just looks fun. Oh damn, it's been so long since I saw you stream. YouTube didn't recommend it. Yeah, I figured that was always the risk of not streaming for a while. Are you gonna do a season recap video? I don't think I have time, unfortunately. Oops. Maybe sometime through the season we'll have some time for it. Those videos take a long time. I love them too, yeah. But they can be done at any point. Like, they don't have to be done right now for them to be funny. Okay, I don't think he healed himself once there.
Be gone from these hallowed halls!
Run away, little girl. Revel in the power of the light.
4.
Alright, we got through it there.
I am sorry, I have failed you.
Yeah, quacking. Quack, 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 quack. Last time for quacking, man, I'll tell you what. Will I miss it? Not really, but... Will I miss saying quacking and getting a bunch of people all bent out of shape? Oh, yeah. We gotta come up with, like, some new ones. Incorporated instead of incorporeal. I think that's incorporated. What's the other one's called? Afflicted? Infected? We can call it like an... I don't know. It's not really that funny. Gotta come up with something good. Old me was more creative, I guess. Looks like we're on the right path to finish this, at least. Don't know about upgraded, I guess so. 20 minutes here, it seems like that'd be fine. Took me 2 streams back in Shylands to get the quacking joke. Don't worry, you aren't the only one. There's people who have like been watching this channel for years that still don't think they don't understand why I'm saying it. Ah, there we go. Well, that was interruptible though, we just didn't do it, but... Went to grip the mob and didn't work. Personally, I'm a fan of Bombkin. Yeah, well, that's a classic. That one's not even mine. That was a friend of mine who said that all the time. Back in the good old days. Boom-bastic. Rat palette back when they were not the best. Yeah, rat. I remember the rat. That's the same guy too, actually. Ah, can't grip the penetrating thing, yeah. Rat pallies need to be bad again so we can all return to making fun of them. Ha! Kind of agree, to be honest. They were so poorly represented at one point that we actually saw single digits ones for like season after season. It was really strange. I don't think you've ever seen anything that infrequent. Dead? What do you mean? Oh, the red pally? Yeah. Nobody has any idea where the tank is in any dungeon, so they just end up dying to threat. Who's the new leper now? The Furlan Red or the Star Children? I guess there isn't one, yeah. Like, those were in that place for a reason. It's not like that can just be replaced, you know? Frost DK? No, they're fine, really. DK DPS maybe, I guess, is the only one on the outside now. There wasn't some like just happenstance, so you know that was like years and years and years of them being inadequate for Mythic Plus. Whoa. Really? Survival? I guess survival maybe, but they're fine too, right? Like, you know, everything's good. Shadow Priest seems to think they're in that place now. I don't think so. We had some good Shadow Priests. Just had that one insanely bad one. Oh, thought I could drop Death in the Cave first, but I was wrong. Blizzard balancing things too well, yeah, ruining our memes.
The elements answer to me.
It's just not everybody's stacked there, I don't know. Tough fights, and dead again. Okay, doesn't die that time. Exhilarates to not die. Even the tanks are getting pretty balanced. I mean, I think they are. I guess a lot of people don't agree, but tank balance has always been the best. So if you have an expansion where that's not the truth, then I guess it's whatever. That's like 3 expansions. Tank balance has been really good. Griffin, what's up, buddy? Welcome. Ever since like the BFA Warrior Calamity, it's been pretty well balanced. Hate that the group pays the price for an individual's incompetence. That's pretty common. Seen a bit too much pally preference, but there's always got to be someone on top. Yeah, no doubt. The real issue is just the way the community treats the on top portion. Like, in reality, Ret is still, like, a pretty mediocre pick for pugging. They deliver good damage, but as you see, they're not even, you know, they're not topping every single chart or something like that. They're above average and probably got way too big of a buff, but they really don't bring a lot of utility that the group needs in most of these keys. Community perception is always a weird thing. Griffin, how's it going, buddy? I didn't realize. Look how they went from OP tank to the same place as the others. Look at Prot Warriors. Right, they didn't even get nerfed or anything like that, yeah. They're not even in like the top 3 for people now somehow.
You mean that people give too much weight? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I mean. They treat this like rep pally is the #1 DPS as like a law. It's like, well, that's not really how the game works. Just feel a bit like they stepped on Blood DK on the way up by getting battle res. Oh no, that's not. But I'm glad you feel that way, because that tells me that I was right all these years that battle res as a tank is very important. But people have been fighting me for that on years. Battle res on the tank is not as important as you say it is. It's like, okay. But I'm the only one alive on every pack. You tell me how important having battle res is. Read in less. I can't wait for the new season. Well, what other options are there? Not a lot of choice, I feel like, unfortunately. I guess you can go cryogenically freeze yourself or something. I love battle res on a tank, same. I hate using holy power on battle res, so yeah. So does that mean Monk, Demon Hunter, and Warrior will get Lust? Well, if one of them got, I think Warrior getting Lust would be fine. All of the Lust classes are kind of squishy. Oh yeah. That's a ridiculous stance. Battle res on tank is the best slot for it. I agree, but maybe I'm misrepresenting what their counterpoint was. My point was just that, like, for years, Blood DK was the top utility pick, and I always said battle res on the tank is invaluable, especially on a self-healing tank. And people would always say, like, you're giving their utility way too much value. So I could kind of see why, but there are actually people who argue that not that anybody having it. It's just that I was just saying, like, if there was like a tie between Blood DK and something else, I would be like, well, Blood DK's utility is just the best, so that makes them better than the other thing, you know? And people would always try to counter that by saying I was giving too much value to utility that wasn't as valuable as I was making it sound. Which I, of course, disagree with, but I can see their point. Battle res is a good thing. It messes up my tank rotation. Just don't die and I won't have to res. Gotcha. If only it was that easy. Probably because they're not using add-ons, right? So does that mean Monk... I read that. Let's see. Well, I work more than full-time, so it's basically cryo-freezing myself. Fair enough. Whatever you gotta do. I ran with the Pally tank that didn't use the bubble taunt talent because he said it didn't work in groups. Oh, really? Yeah, well, it didn't for a while, so... I think they fixed that now.
The elements answer to me.
See, I think the big thing here is getting out ahead of these. Because now they can't pull threat. Like, I'm trying to figure out why so many people die to these mobs. And it's just because they're back there thinking that's the right choice to attack them. But if I get out way ahead of them, then they just can't. They can't. It's not possible. I don't think we have enough time. No, there's no way to upgrade this one or the other. 2 bosses and all this trash still. Oh shit! Did I start it? I didn't mean to talk to him. Okay, good. I thought I accidentally started it. That would have been a mistake. But me getting out ahead of them so far means they don't take really any damage on the way up, so... Range to Death Strike. Every once in a while you'll drop threat. Yeah, they fixed that in the last patch, 10.07 or whatever it was. Okay. That's not going great. Very low DPS on this group. Ultimately going to be a big problem for the Keys timer. I saw the change, but I swear Bolton still does it. Oh, okay. That's possible, yeah. I was assuming it was fixed because of the patch notes. I don't have any confirmation that it definitely doesn't happen. I don't think. It'd be hard to confirm that.
My strength fails. Your cries of anguish will echo through eternity.
That was really stupid. Well, if you're out of range, you don't taunt the mobs, so yeah, you lose aggro. Oh, right, if you're too far away, yeah. $1.1 million HP. It sounds beefy, but don't forget we got a massive buff. Yeah, watch for Vamp Blood. You get full stacks. Yeah, Vamp Blood 1.105. Just wasting on my CD, so just to show that off, that's not good. This might get difficult. May die though? Wait, did that hit? I'm not sure what killed people, honestly. Gonna be back to Legion HP? Oh, definitely. Especially if they keep doing this 25% buff thing every season. And if that's the case, probably be higher than Legion. Oh, it's just the thing's not getting kicked. That's fucking insane damage. Oh, yeah, that's why I had 400k on my shaman. Yep, everybody got 25% more health, so. Probably makes a nice even number for some people. It's gonna go way up this season because we're gonna, well, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be using it, but there is a stamina trinket this time as well. We'll see if I end up using it. Locks are running around 500k. I bet, yeah. These guys seem to think that we upgrade this. We do not. Valor is still part of the rotation. Halls of Valor, you mean? No, this is still preseason. I'm at under 500k as BM. Okay, so yeah, so Hunter's got a lot more health now than it. That was like a change in one of the patches, right? So is Hunter like the highest health in the game now? How much health does this guy have? He got 435. That's with Fort though, so. I tried locking RBGs and was shocked how tanky I was. Oh, really? I never really PvP'd. House unlocks. That's interesting. When I used my defensive, I was 620k. Wow, cool. I like that. Interesting solution. Harder to get one shot now, I bet. How much was the health increase when you got it? Oh, 8% only, okay. Give up the Aegis. Give up the Aggies. Fuck them. Texas A&M, bro. 790k with Voidwalker, Sack, and Soulburn Hellstone. Gotcha. Rip Aggies? Yeah, they're garbage. Haven't been good since really since Johnny Manziel, right? New Mexico State? No, it's Texas A&M, right? I guess it's maybe a couple schools. Hunter's got a defensive? Not, they didn't get one. They just got a health buff a while ago. Or did they also get a new defensive? Oh, we got an external defensive yesterday. Wait, what? What is that? Oh, cool. What's it called? Blessing of the Pet?
Most impressive. I never thought I would meet anyone who could match the Valajar's strength.
BM Hunters are healers now? No. Not sure they're DPS either. So if we do a key this week, next one we'll give 447. No, that would be the following week where that started being true. A Roar of Sacrifice. So that was already in the game. What is it? What it used to be a freedom, didn't it? Very tight on time? No, this is out of time. No chance. A fight takes less than a minute. It was a PvP thing. Oh, okay, that's right. They put in the class tree. Oh, that's fun. I'll have to look into it. Hunter's got such a cool class tree, I feel like. I wanted to do a range survival challenge, leveling challenge thing, but never got to it. Makes it so the target takes 10% less damage and can't be crit. Oh, okay. So does the crit part matter? That's probably not a thing, right? Okay, just gonna fail that again. I guess I really have to say, like, Thundering did end up sucking. So many people just fail that. It's crazy. Monk had some of the PvP talents. Oh, really? Like what? They didn't get that heal from Expel Harm, did they? Or damage from Expel Harm? What was that called? Sour Brew or something? What was the name of that? Brews have that already. Oh shit, do they really? That was so overpowered in Brewmaster or BFA, I remember. They got that PvP essence. They gave him a PvP talent. Meanwhile, what the Bloody K got? Oh, Bloody K got double grip, so I guess that was at least decent, but 0 power gain. It's insane in a 20. I still, as a tank, have to chase range to clear. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's wild how people still have no concept of doing this mechanic, right? And now we just wipe, so. Yeah, good place to stop for the day.
Fight for me, Valajar! There is no shame in defeat, so long as one fights.
Sometimes, oh, I guess we're just not gonna finish. Sounds good. What a fucking colossal waste of time, man. Why do you even play the game?
The Legion continues to bring demons.
That's just fucking rude. That's just fucking rude, honestly. Anyway, Brews have expel damage, but it's undertuned. Monks did get Song of Chi G in the tree spec. Oh, cool. Why leave? I have no fucking idea, man. People are just whatever. It's whatever. Yeah, I don't know why you would leave at that point. Yeah. The weirdest thing is, like, those guys were talking about, like, upgrading the key. I was like, weird. It's not even close, dude. We're gonna be like 3-4 minutes over, dude. But anyway, that's enough for today. We will be back tomorrow. Maybe try to get a little bit more progression minded. See if we can get 23 or some, maybe some type of score or something like that. But we'll be back tomorrow, and then Friday we're gonna probably do some Paladin. So thank you for watching. We'll see you guys in the next one.